welcome to Friday night action here live in Chicago for BullShooter's finale, the 39th running of this bad boy. I'm Sean Green, joined by Gordon Dixon. Gordon, we're in for quite a fun event tonight with the Top Gun singles.
If I'm a player, this is the event I came for. Single elimination singles called the Top Gun. Are you kidding me? I want my name on that trophy.
There's been some great names on that trophy in the past. Looking to add another one this year. We got a lot of great players from a lot of great countries actually in the field. We saw some of that last night. The Spanish team had some tough players.
Yeah, Spanish team put up some good numbers. Even though they were in the Open, the Polish team put up some really good numbers. So yeah, it's anybody's game, but there are going to be some players that we definitely look out for. We've got Alex Spellman in the building. We've got Leonard Gates in the building. On the women's side, Chrissy Grimmel's here. Maria Mason. Again, it's anybody's shot, but there are some names that we expect to see at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. You mentioned some names of some players that have already made some money this weekend with the event last night, the team event. It's always fun to do.
Yep.
That team of Mike Porterfield and company getting the job done. But Spellman and Maloney, their team struggled a little bit yesterday. A lot of that had to do a little bit with Alex Spellman. So I'm interested to see how he rebounds in singles versus playing four-man. It's a completely different format.
Well, yeah, I mean, every time you add another player, the format gets a little tougher. So, little surprising that there was a little subtraction by addition with that team, but not unheard of. Today, this is where they're comfortable, fending for themselves and trying to put up W's.
Well, we're excited to bring you that coverage, folks. So we're going to head on over to the commentary booth and get you started. Abracadabra, we are in the commentary booth ready to bring you this action live here, the 39th annual BullShooter finale in Chicago, Illinois. Sean Green joined by Gordon Dixon. Good stuff. We got David Cameron from Nova Scotia taking on Mike Porterfield in a great battle.
It's the fastest I've run in a long time, man. My left arm feels a little funny.
Oh, we got to get that checked out then.
Getting back to the booth here. No, exciting first match here for the stream. Little international action. David from Canada taking on Mike Porterfield from Pennsylvania.
I don't get to see David Cameron play cricket very often, so this is a little bit of a fun treat.
Yeah, David, it's one of those, like, he's frustrating to watch sometimes because you will see him give up legs.
Okay.
Like you will see him, like, the other guy needs 3 bulls. He's down 4 numbers, and he may shoot at the 20s.
Okay.
To get ready, whether or not they're open or not. But it is never a sign of how he is going to play.
Right.
So it's one of the frustrating things. I hate to see a player give up in any leg. But it's never an indication of how the rest of the match is going to go. So. Anxious to see if maybe Mike can put him in one of those positions so that we can see it live. But you're also dealing with a very smooth operator in David Cameron. So excited to see this matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be exactly what you said. It's a little bit of just that even keel from David Cameron is going to consistently put some pressure on Porterfield. I will tell you this, Porterfield's been shooting very well so far this weekend, and today he's been on fire, he said.
Well, yeah, there's not really a format or discipline that Porterfield has not kind of excelled in here in the last couple of years. Does real well when he plays steel and some of the long format stuff in his area, and of course when he graces our screen here on the BullShooter stream. Parity now between the two, both sitting at a 5.5. David, though, with that all-powerful treble 20.
Sorry, gives himself a nice 7 mark there.
Trying to wear Porterfield down here. Has made a couple of errors, but again, this is loser goes first. So race to 3. Nobody's going to be too upset, especially Mike going second here in this leg. He does end up getting beaten.
you mentioned here in the opener that this was the event that if you're coming this weekend that you're ready and prepared to play. There's that singles action on top of just having that massive field that you're going up against the entire time.
Well, yeah, singles, single elimination. For me, this is the premier event. I mean, I think that's why they call it Top Gun. This is also an opportunity to kind of settle yourself in. I mean, we're in a big, nice hotel. Chicago itself is not exactly a cheap city. The drinks are flowing. You've got all of the kind of accoutrements from staying in the hotel to kind of pay for, and right off the rip, if you can get that settled,
yep,
in the first event, that'll put you in good stead for the rest of the weekend.
As you can see, the ladies are playing on the board next door. That's Tammy Hansen taking on Crystal Phelps. As Excalibur continues just to march along, a 5.88 is way out in front of the 6.14, even though it doesn't feel like Porterfield's average better. He is at this point.
Yeah, usually it takes about a half a mark to 3/4 of a mark to overcome the start. So you can literally be a half a mark or so off the pace of your opponent. And if you're going first and you're hitting the right triples in front, you can fend them off.
Well, and that's what you're getting right here, right? It's the high ground scenario versus the low ground. Porterfield's never been able to attack because the 20s are always worth at least 3 more points every time David hits that triple.
Yeah,
and he's hitting that a lot.
Yeah, and you'll hear me say in several spots, if you're gonna do something stupid, it's to take that 20 away. Everybody in the room, that's their favorite number, or at least it should be. So having the opportunity to take it away when you can is important, especially going second.
And I will say that there was a moment early on in this leg where Porterfield hit 2 triple 19s and could have gone up to the 20s, even though he was down a couple points, and elected to stay on the 19s at a single. And as you can see, David Cameron has pointed the entire time on the 20s. So just how much that's going to maybe potentially change, maybe leg number 3, if Porterfield does go first in leg number 2 and hold his throw.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if that does change, because I also don't know how familiar both of these players are with one another. It's perfectly possible that one or the other thought that they were going to get a few more openings than maybe they have in this match. But again, all of that is kind of conjecture.
These are 2 players on the international sides. Of course, David Cameron from Canada and Porterfield playing for Team USA. But you're absolutely right. They dabble in the different styles of darts more often than not. So Porterfield's going to stick mainly to soft tip, and David Cameron sticks mainly to steel tip. But it's great to see them clash here in this tournament. That's what BullShooter Chicago really does. There's a lot of great players. And Porterfield now just electing the Bulls, but now he takes out the 20s. It's just a little bit too late. A little bit too late.
Yeah, probably inconsequential at this point. Bull sewing up the first leg.
That went a lot of rounds for a 5-7 playing a 5-7-7. So you played a warm-up game earlier, though. You averaged a 5-8 something after 25 rounds.
No, I wasn't quite that high. I was around a 4-3. Honestly, just walking out the door and doing that for 25, 26 rounds gave me a little false confidence. The bullseyes were not hitting as well as the triples were, but no, the funny part is that's 10 years ago, 12, more than that now, 15 years ago, when I was playing quite a bit, especially on the tournament circuits. 4-5, 4-8 would win a lot of events. And now you can see, I mean, Mike Porterfield didn't really have a sniff shooting a 5-7-7 for almost the entire match. So the standard has been yanked appropriately.
That's the second 9 mark for Porterfield in this match.
Now we'll see how Dave deals with playing from behind. And again, anywhere else probably in this leg, I would have. What are you doing? You're down by 143 points. What in the world are you doing? But to take that 20 away means so much. And now, he goes at those 18s, finds 6 or 7, and he's in a much better spot. Very surprised by this. This is a mistake, in my opinion.
Yeah, you want to eliminate that entire round from Porterfield, right?
Yeah, take that X away. Kids at home, take that X away, because even if you hit 3 there, you take 2 marks out of Porterfield's hands, and he's going to make him pay. Not fully.
See the eye roll from Porterfield.
Yeah, and again, it puts Dave in a spot where he's going to have to continually play from behind. Even with 2 trebles, he does not have the lead. He is able to put in all 3.
Yeah, good 9 mark from Excalibur.
But if you're waiting for multiple mistakes by Mike Porterfield, it's not a great game plan.
Almost back-to-back. 6-2-5 playing a 6.0. Those 4 8s are nothing anymore, Gordon. And weirdly enough, neither are 2 8s. I found that out earlier.
Here's a man that knows a little thing about cricket. Mr. Ray Carver, the Razor.
Yeah, fantastic player. As Porterfield, another one. And I'm just saying for the first time, boom goes the dynamite. To the first of many for you, Gordon. Hope you enjoy that.
Greatly appreciated. I've got some things for you as well.
I'm sure you've already set off some of your own dynamite, but back to back there from Excalibur.
Doing the right thing though. Again, didn't agree with the shot selection, but he's playing his version to a T. And Porterfield with a chance comes down and takes that 19 away. So now he's got the higher ground. Dave's going to have to open a new playground.
Ooh, and Dave's playground's going to be closed here pretty quickly.
Yeah, I don't think Porterfield is going to do the same thing.
He was not joking about being on it right now. He lost that last leg with a higher average, and he averaged well over a 6 for the majority of it. He's also hitting every single dart that he shoots at Cameron's closes.
It's not a bad strategy.
No, if you're going to shoot a dart, you probably hit it. That always works. Now he's got a little greedy there on dart 1, but going to go right back to it.
Yeah, he tried to get a little cute with that first one, but again, just when you're feeling it the way he is right now, taking some chances, didn't really make a whole lot of sense. That's really the only way David can live here is if he leaves him an open bed. But no harm, no foul.
It's a 9-point lead, but that's non-existent as long as Porterfield does his job here. As long as Porterfield does his job here. Even that.
That's the door wide open.
Yep. A 9 mark here, which we've seen them both hit multiple times in this leg. And Cameron's back in control going to the Bulls. It's on. Oh. I think he would have liked that last one to be closer. That's a bit far away for him.
He's not going to be too happy about that one. So we've been winding him up. Needs to convert here. If he'll go downstairs. He does, and he finds it. Ice in his veins. 45-point deficit now for Dave. I see a couple bulls and then a double 18.
It doesn't look like he's moving.
Oh, he had a chance for the lead there. Don't blame him for staying in that situation.
And you really don't want to play around with the Bulls, so you see Porterfield's going right at it. and hits it in 2. So a 5.91 defeats the 6.09 of David Cameron in leg number 2. Well, 1-1 scoreline, Gordon, and they're staying chalk on the throw, and those 20s have been valuable.
Yeah, both legs, the player going second has out-averaged the player going first.
Can't tell you much. We appreciate everybody joining us here on the BullShooter live stream and USA Darts. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, and let everybody know that we are here for Top Gun singles.
Apologize being late. Production, Nick. Yeah, production manager just not up to snuff yet this weekend.
He's getting there.
Yeah, 0 for 2 days in a row.
At least we had board sound the entire time.
We did. You know,
it's improvements.
Little improvements. That's what you look for.
Want to get a little bit better every day. That's the goal.
Especially when you're running the premier event.
Pleasure being out here.
Well, boom goes the dynamite for Cameron. And again, controlling those 20s. Porterfield's going to, if he gets one shot at it, he's got to take it.
Yeah, I think Porterfield will be a little bit more aggressive with this. If and or when the shot comes. I'm going to wait for a little bit better position at this junction. We do have live brackets. They are all on the BullShooter app. Follow along. If we're not streaming your favorite player or team throughout the weekend, you can follow along. The boards are all linked, so you do get live updates.
That was a shot that he could have taken at the 20s, and he decided to take it on the 18s.
Yeah, again, I just think ill-advised to let Cameron live on that 20.
Wayne's the type of person who the U.S. Open is his favorite golf tournament. Yeah, Danny yelling, take a shot at the 20s there in the chat. And it's gonna cost him. That triple 18, as great as that shot is, was not as valuable as taking away those 20s.
We've seen both players do that. I'm surprised to see that from Mike.
Sharon, I do want to warn you that the bracket does have the player nicknames for whatever they have on their hot button, so just letting you know that ahead of time as you head on over there, because it's frustrating for us too. One day. Maybe one day soon.
So we are watching board 91.
Yep.
If you are looking at the bracket.
90 and 91 are the streaming boards.
Thank you.
Yep.
Cameron really bringing this one to a close. Our first, to call a 5-0 uncontested is
gross, right?
A little aggressive from my side, but for the standard that we've seen, it's probably the right way to call it.
Cameron just continuing to go about his business. 5-8-6 in leg number 3, 2-1 lead. And if they didn't know who each other were really ahead of time, they do now, Gordon, because they're not missing a lot.
Yeah, no, this is really good. Again, shouldn't be pressed too much. We apologize. The graphic won't update.
He's now left and is now talking.
Yeah, again, production just not up to snuff. But David Cameron does lead 2-1 at this stage of the game. But what I was saying at Porterfield really, I mean, should be settled in here. It's his start. This is his leg.
The difference is you're going to see Dave start off perfect. Big start from Excalibur. And Mike's got to be careful. Those 20s are gold. They have been so far. Yeah, DJ in there at 2-1. Cameron. Saying both players as if they can they're both playing as if they can outlast each other and don't need to take the shot. And so far that's been terrible. That being said, in leg number 2, Excalibur did take out the 20s relatively early.
There again, Porterfield.
That one I'm more okay with, because if he misses into the single 18, it does open up David to take a shot at it if he gets the 2 trebles. So I think it's a little bit of protection on the 20s. I'm always okay going points if you have the higher ground. But there's that shot that he took, and down 42 points, and he missed it, which will probably cost him.
Yeah, it'll cost him. He's going second in this one. I really don't mind that that position for it. But Porterfield, again, in a worse position than last time.
Yep.
Takes a whack at the 18. It's like each of them are waiting for the other one to take a shot.
Which is hilarious, because they're both averaging above 6s. Oh, that was almost it. But now that dreaded slash on the 20s is going to make it even easier for Dave to attack it at some point. And that's not going to be enough, is it?
Yeah, good last to stick with it. But a couple of legs that we've seen Porterfield lose, there's been that one shot. And it's come against the darts 2 times before. But he does get a reprieve here.
Yeah, now I just stay. Yep. Boom goes the dynamite for Porterfield.
Yeah, big spot for him there. Just started to look a little gitchy. Comes right back in, filling it up.
Yeah. And of course, Dave hits the triple. Little trip for sing action.
Yeah, how's your luck?
Porterfield, yeah, you got to take out the 18s. And are you blocked? I think it was a little bit. It kissed off of that flight.
Porterfield not moving up and down the line.
I like this from Cameron. Now we got ourselves a leg of darts here, bud.
Yeah, we'll see how Mike responds. He's got to pick up a new playground over to the 16. Oh, and he finds it. He goes
Big
right
darts.
back.
That is a heck of a snowman.
Yeah, what a shot. Dave with another 7.
That's what he can do.
But again, going second, out-averaging Mike Porterfield here, but just not enough to really turn the tide. Swing again. He does, and he finds it.
That looked like it was nowhere close to that triple 15 as it was in the air flying towards the board, and it just catches the corner.
I tell you what, he was slick with it that time because he made that transition quickly.
It was smooth.
4 bulls now.
Yeah, I don't expect David Cameron to miss bowls. But I also don't expect Porterfield to either. There it is. We're making that Golden Bowl game that we played earlier look a little bit simpler than we made it look. But let's go to last leg decider. And Gordon, let's just say it, is the diddle the most important part of this leg or this match?
It's tough to argue against that. I mean, literally every leg has gone with the darts. So it's going to take a pretty Herculean task from one of these guys to wrestle that start away. I will say Porterfield a little bit more aggressive at the back end of that 4th leg may be a sign of things to come.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cameron kind of pushed him that he had to be, and it paid off for Porterfield, and you wonder if he's going to take that momentum here. He's got a wide open shot to be going first in this leg. Yeah. And Porterfield will go first. Cameron knew that kind of ahead of time. That's why you're waiting there, and you're like, do. Let's do this. So here we go. One of the 2 top shots that are in this room are about to be out of this tournament, Gordon.
Yeah, I love single elimination. No reprieve.
You only get one mistake, and then you're done.
Porterfield Get us started.
And that is good enough on the open. Cameron started off with a 9 mark on the 19's last leg. Would be okay with doing that again.
7-7. This first shot here will tell us a little bit about where Mike thinks he is.
Should be up. Staying. He's looking down now. Boom goes the dynamite for Porterfield. Big 9 opening in this leg. And jumps out early. Kind of forces Cameron to almost play perfect for a few rounds. He wants to really get back in this.
Yeah, it cranks the pressure up. And Dave's played on some really big stages. Dave's won on some really big stages. But when you got a guy throwing like this in front of you, it changes things.
Especially a guy who's matching his shoes to his shirt and his backwards hat and everything else.
I believe the kids say the fit is on point.
The fit is he's a Riz god. Is that what they say?
Oh, is that what it is?
The Rizzler.
Just not enough from Dave.
Yeah, Mike doesn't even have a decision to make on after that first start. Even a single 20 doesn't actually give him that many points.
Yeah, the triple 20 is basically a reflex at this point. Dave sticking in there.
He's throwing a 675 and getting walloped in this leg right now. Not even close.
Now we have seen one Gitchy turn per leg from Porterfield, and no sign of that.
That is not happening here. Big 9 from Porterfield.
7-6 in the deciding leg.
That's the third time Cameron's gone double bowl, single bowl, single bowl. Shooting at the bowls. Porterfield gonna need all 3 this time, but that'll do. 6-8-3 for Porterfield in that last leg decider. I mean, if you're Cameron, just go, all right, cool. I got beat. There's nothing I can do there.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it came down to the cork. I mean, does Porterfield throw that with Dave having a lead on the 20s? I mean, we'll never know. Probably it's a little bit different, but who knows? Maybe Dave runs away with it at that point. But as it stands, Mike Porterfield wins the cork and just runs down the board on David Cameron. Jump over to our other streaming board for the ladies.
Yep, Tammy Hansen taking on Crystal Phelps now, I believe. It says Crystal Anderson still on her key fob. So we'll go with that. She doesn't change it. We don't need to.
She ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it.
Here is Crystal. Only a 1 mark from Crystal. And Tammy Hansen, if you don't know who she is, she's one of those players that if you've played around her locally, you know exactly how deadly she can be. And sometimes she travels to tournaments, but not very often. When she does, she definitely makes an appearance, and people know that she's there.
I believe we're in the rubber match here.
It's just game 3. I believe they play a race to 5 or a race to 3. So I think there were only.
Oh, I thought it was 2 out of 3 on the ladies' side.
It is not.
Ladies get a little extra play time as well.
I'm going to check out the pro bracket that's being put in our chat currently by the GOAT, Mr. William Stewart. If you notice, the production's gotten better. No more blue hair.
Someone with his own insurance over there. Trying to make a dent in this point deficit. Oh, and you see their dart just falls into that treble too. Amy going to close out those 15s and snag as many bulls as she can. Oh, she's going up for points.
And a Maloney double there on dart 2. She did a bit of a different way than we thought she was going to, but it still worked out. Here is Crystal.
Crystal trying to move around the board. Snagging 18. Doesn't happen, so 3 bulls now for Tammy.
And we're seeing in the women's side of things, I'm telling you, in that tournament, I'm going to keep my eye completely on Suzanne Young. I was saying you can check the brackets, see where they are at in the match, so you could have like the scoreline and stuff. Yeah. But it looks like that'll do it, actually. It's a 3-0 victory for Tammy Hansen. So, Gordon, we're going to take our first break of the broadcast as we're getting set up. It looks like Sydney Vaughn is stepping up to the line on board number 91, but we'll be right back with that action from Chicago right after this. Well, Gordon, the real McCoy is getting a look at a PDC World Cup qualifier here from Spain and Zappa. Sean Green live here with Gordon Dixon for this Top Gun singles action at BullShooter Chicago finale.
Yeah, we didn't set it up this way, but another international match.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Spain versus America yet again. And one of the highlights of the four-man, the Monsters of Midway last night, the Spanish team, probably their captain. I think Zappa was starting for them.
He was actually in the 2 spot because I remember David Ruiz was going first overall.
Oh, yes. Yep. You're right.
AKA
You're right.
Peter Gibbons.
Yes. But yeah, nonetheless, very, very competent player. So expect big things out of these guys. And our first look at Bob McCoy, who was just as we were kind of around him in the bullpen earlier, saying that he was struggling.
Well, Zappa has 2 9 marks so far in this leg, and he's only thrown 9 darts. So that boy good.
Yeah, it'll be a little baptism by fire here for the stream for Bob McCoy. But again, he's played enough. He's been in enough matches that he knows he's going to get to go first in the next one, and that'll be really where we get to see how he's going to respond to this level of match.
Well, I'm gonna say it. Bob's played 2 rounds so far. He's gone to last league deciders in both of those. He's been struggling a little bit this weekend. He mentioned it yesterday. I've had more than a couple people mention Bob struggling a little bit yesterday, and he's more than honest about it when you talk to him. And you know, when you're a player who doesn't travel very much, and then you get kind of become like that bigger name on the scene where people are coming up to you, talking to you, yeah, and everything like that, it kind of creates that extra little built-in pressure as, whoa, we zoom right on out there on Lisa Yee and Madeline, who's playing on board number 90, and that can lead to some mental situations in this game.
Yes. And part of Team USA this weekend.
Yep.
We'll see him in the March of Flags tomorrow.
Oh, he's back. Good.
Yeah.
Back to Bob.
And just after all of that, we get a 9 mark open. And I mean, I kind of called it. This is where you see how somebody's really responding, because these pro cricket legs can get away from you very quickly. We just saw like a very elite level back and forth between two players that were playing well. That does not always happen. You can have 2 players playing well, and it just never happens in the same leg.
Right. Yeah, and you're seeing it here on the reverse side, right? Zappa in leg number 1 dominated it. Leg number 2, it seems to be McCoy doing the same thing. Zappa probably good for maybe 7 on the 18s, but even still, finds himself 3 wedges and 55 points down, 65 points down.
Yeah, and even following a 7 mark, Bob very comfortable in this position.
Yes, wife, I will. Always demanding. I'm telling you, even from home. It is a best 3 out of 5, race to 3 here, all cricket, and it's all singles, and it's just a single elimination. And that's actually all the levels except for maybe the women's open, but I'm not sure. I know that the women's pro is, and I know that the men's and the pro are. I would expect them all to be the same, but you never know.
I can't remember a variance in the format. Bob snags another 20 points, takes the 18 away, and finds another 16. So again, both these players playing extremely well on throw. and just a little to be desired going second in each of those.
It's kind of the crazy part is that Zappa's still throwing a 5.0 and just getting, again, mollywopped in this leg.
Yeah, my guess is as this this event progresses, 5.5 is going to be the standard to win legs. And honestly, you're probably, I mean, if you're playing a Porter field, that may not even be be enough.
I was actually thinking more when it gets down to it with how those pros are still going to be kind of at a or in a good spot because it's moving one at a time. They're not waiting for the other side of the bracket to catch up at any point in time. So they're going to be on fire when they get down to that finish line. I think sixes are what we're going to see as winning legs, and almost all of them, like we see right here, 6.0 from Bob DeCoy. We're going to see great darts. Let's put it that way. Great darts this evening right here. So hit that like button, hit that share button. Tag someone in the chat right now who's not watching. Like, what are you doing, right? It's a Friday evening, 5:20. You know you just got home from work. They just need to be told that the darts is on, you know?
Six mark open. So will we see somebody press that start? That's really the next piece to this match.
And we saw how brilliant Zappa was on the 20s, which makes perfect sense in general. But we also saw how brilliant he was on everything in that first leg. But we're also seeing a little inconsistency out of the Spaniard.
Yeah, goes down, finds a big treble 19. It was a gutsy shot early in this leg.
Well, Kristen, we appreciate that. Some of us are still watching from work. So there's zero excuses. If you're home from work, if you're at work, just if you're in the car, you know, you can still listen to us. We're not going to give you a play-by-play because we've heard that's annoying from time to time, but still.
Right.
Oh, wait, that's just what you say about it when I do it. Still working on that. All right. The real McCoy, an opportunity again. 2 treble 18s will give himself a look at the 20s, and it's crazy that the opportunities come with 9 marks, but that's just going to be the way this works. And he does take advantage of that opportunity. Boom goes the dynamite.
I'd love to be struggling the way old McCoy is.
I think he is he's turning back into the real one.
Look at this.
Great
Look at
darts.
this. Aggressive. Super aggressive. Converts the shot. Putting it back on Robert. Make the shot back the other way.
That was a 15 to hit the whole entire 15.
Yeah, decided to go over to the 15s rather than the 16s.
Was that thinking too much about the transfer to the 17s potentially? If you hit the 2 trebles?
Well, that was a lot of really big shots back to back to back, and sometimes you just get caught up, but not this man. This man went from maybe an iffy hold a throw to a pretty easy one here. Both of these players now cresting that 5.5 marks a turn.
Zappa's just kind of like a quiet assassin, right? Like he looks very unassuming. His throw isn't the most textbook at all, but he just hammers those numbers that he's shooting at. And there you go. Gets it done in 2. 6.53 in leg number 3, Courtney. I mean, we're just seeing some brilliant darts.
Yeah, absolutely stellar. And again, I'm not going to say from nowhere because he had a great first leg, but just absolutely opened up there after the slip from Bob McCoy. So here we go.
Yeah, 2-1 lead now for Zappa.
Again, both legs with throw, or 3 legs with throw thus far. That's what we saw in that that opening match.
Sean, if you're on YouTube, you can just, I don't know, scroll back about 20 minutes. You'll find Mike. Played a great match. Brett, just tonight is single elimination. Guillermo's getting his workout in and watching the darts. You can also have production when you're doing that, and this is not a good sign for Bob McCoy to start off with a 2 mark and Zappa. I mean, he gifted him by only hitting 6.
I was going to say, after the first 2 darts, that was best case scenario.
The winner of this gets Mike Segal, who is another Team USA member. Will it be Team USA against Team USA, or is Zappa going to try and take out all of them?
Good last, but still just not what he's looking for here. Zappa has played pretty aggressive here thus far. He's doing it again.
A little bit more of a European style of cricket. Aggressive kind of closing. But then it doesn't matter because he's hitting it all.
Well, if you've got a trip 20 in your back pocket, every time you throw it at, it's not, again, not the worst. I don't mind that shot. Yeah. Again,
take your medicine.
He's not, there could be wider gaps in this match at this point. Zappa's going to pull the parachute on the aggressive play, trying to take the 17.
And the close of the 20 actually might end up working out for Bob. He's in a better spot than he was in the last throw, and it's because he threw that dart to the 20. Get 6 of them. So turning this around a little bit. But there's one man that can say, never mind, it's right here.
Look at this.
More like Frank Zappa with the magic work he's doing right now. Big 7.
We're going to have to do something here. Wrestle this leg back. I can almost tell you it's going to have to be a 9 mark somewhere.
I don't hate the play. I hate the result of it because he missed the trip 15, but the checkers move, or the chess move instead of the checkers right there was interesting, especially because of how aggressive Zapp has been on closing.
Yeah, he continues to show that he does not mind trying to shut that next number down in the middle of the turn.
It's going to be the last chance for Bob in this tournament.
Very interesting. Bob finds a couple of triple 15s to start this turn.
Tie ball game. And he takes out the 17s. Boom goes the dynamite. Bob McCoy. What a time for a 9. Even enough to where Zappa turns around for the fist bump.
Yeah, big shot here. Zappa is aggressive play. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he's going to go 15s and put Bob McCoy on 3 bulls to take us to a decider.
Is that going to throw off Bob? He's like, all right, you can just have 3 bulls.
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't me just because of that's how Zappa's played this entire leg. Sometimes if somebody does that when you're not expecting it, it can be a bit of a throw off. But Bob knew what this was.
Well, there you go. 2-2 score line. I don't know. That was almost like a great game there from Bob. But we're gonna go to leg number 5. 2-2 score line. Diddle for the start, and again, it's been chalk with the throw, which is actually a little bit interesting in the game of cricket. That doesn't happen as often.
No. Well, again, we haven't really seen that second player overcome that half a mark threshold.
That's a god-awful diddle for this level, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to be very happy about that.
Now, the way he walked away from the line was, I didn't even have to look at the dart in the dartboard.
But you can also take your foot off the pedal on a dart like this.
Bob does not.
I could. Bob clearly can't. Stepped up there. Watching Bob move around the dartboard, saunter is the only word that comes to mind. He really there's not much marching going on. He kind of plays at his own pace, which is hasn't changed the entire time. That's good to see, because sometimes you start getting pressed and you can speed up.
So the guy who's in the chat right there, Mike Pimpleton. That's my favorite nickname I've ever given anyone in my life was in Batavia, New York, a couple years ago. He played in B level, the entire tournament weekend, averaging 5s the entire time. So I called him B-level Jesus, and that is still stuck as his nickname for years amongst himself and his friends. So B-level Jesus in the chat. Of course, the gamblers in there saying Final Four: McCoy, Lim, Soldier, Luke. That's an interesting pick. But I understand it because McCoy's in the top 8 now. Or Soldier's in the top 4, right? Kevin Luke is waiting on the winner of Porky and Portersfield to take on who takes on Soldier. And then Chris Lim is waiting on the winner of Jason Watt, Joe Beecroft. Which, all right, I think we see what you're saying here now, Danny. So he says McCoy wins this leg. Let me ask you, Danny, and I'll ask you this too, Gordon, since you're actually here with me. If Zappa wins this, does that change to Zappa then instead of McCoy? Are we?
I'm not convinced that Porterfield's going out before the top 4.
I agree with that. He's about to play Porky, but that's in like the top 8 still.
So I have some questions
top
on
16. Sorry.
On the Final Four, but I mean, wait, didn't you say this is the top 8?
This is top 16 right here.
And winner of this plays who?
Mike Segal.
Oh, okay. I think whoever wins this is going to be favorite, only because of what I saw yesterday in the Monsters of the Midway.
It's fair
with Segal. But if we also watch that match and Philly runs down the board and averages 6.5 for the entire match, I'm not going to be shocked by that either.
Well, Bob McCoy, a big 9 mark at a big moment. Otherwise, he found himself reeling. And again, the aggressive play from Zappa. I mean, it's working because he's hitting the dart, right? Like, it doesn't matter what strategy you pick if you're going to hit the dart.
Yeah, no, I mean, not missing is a wonderful way to play cricket. I mean, it's great until it's not. The other thing is he's being aggressive from the 2 spot, which is what you need to be. If you're just going to sit back and trade 7 marks, the other guy's going to always have the bigger number.
Porterfield versus Cameron.
Yeah. That's the way that's going to play out. So I think it's smart on Zappa's part, but it's also a really tough way to play.
Yeah, you're having to rely on your opponent giving you those opportunities when you do it. And you're also relying on the fact that you're hitting that triple every time you take a look at it. Bob, however, does hit that triple that he looks at, and big 9 from Bob McCoy, his second of the leg, and he's drug himself back into the lead in this match with those 9 marks.
Zappa not aggressive there.
Yeah, I think he's at a point where he can't play that strategy as much anymore. But if you're Bob and you know that, do you start 17s here?
Oh, little bit of life. Not much. 96 points will not get him the lead. Oh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Going to make Bob move around the board a little bit here. Down big. See how Bob chooses to approach this. think he'd go for the bigger number first.
And it has the 1 mark on it, so you can close that in the first 2 darts and just hit the triple. And he does exactly that.
You saw the shoulders drop. It was a little off camera, but you saw Zappa's shoulders drop a little bit as that double 15 went in.
And it makes sense that he would react like that on his scoring number going away, right? Because he is so aggressive on closing other people's scoring numbers. It's almost like it's like a trigger for him a little bit. But also in this position, it's over when Bob hits that last triple.
Yeah, barring something crazy here on the bullseyes.
Which we did not get. Bob McCoy fights back in leg number 5 to win 3-2. So we got an all-USA quarterfinal, and Bob McCoy, Mike Segal out there on the other boards. And let's head on over to the ladies.
Ladies.
This is Madeline Lewis taking on Lisa Yee. And here is Miss Lisa. Resides in Phoenix, Arizona currently, but is originally a Hoosier. Born and raised in Indianapolis. She's a Colts fan. That's why she's one of my favorite humans.
The Gordon Greenbacks have been advantageous aligning with the Indiana teams.
Yes.
For many years. Madeline, one of the all-stars from the women's Monsters of the Midway last evening. Very consistent.
Anthony, we're going to give you 2 different answers there to that question.
I'm a used to could, Anthony.
He's a really good used to could. That is still a can if he wants to. I am a used to never, and I'm still a used to never. There'll be a has been and never was, and I'm a never was.
Love the game.
Yep.
Just like being around it. Oh, big last from Lisa, pushing that bull.
She's already up 2-1. This is a last leg. Potentially, if Lisa wins it.
And you see Madeline's reaction. She hit a lot of hat tricks last night, scoring on those bullseyes as the number 1 player for her team.
Lisa needs 3. And still not hitting them, so don't go back to the 16s. No. She did not go back to the 16s. That's because 116 didn't add anything to the score for her. This doesn't surprise me. That did.
Yeah, shake of the head. Now, does put a little bit more pressure on Lisa. A little bit easier of a finish for Madeline if she's allowed back.
Lisa getting frustrated on the misses. It's a big trip 16, though. Now back up 5 bulls and the trip 16.
Yeah, kicking the pants. You see Madeline just not able to put it together here. So Lisa now 2 bulls away. Securing this one.
That's a good first start for Lisa to follow, but it's a hanger. And it does go in, so Lisa Yee wins it 3-1 over Madeline Lewis. And the next match coming up on the pro side is going to be Chris Lim taking on Jason Watt. So great darts, great beards coming your way next, right here in Chicago, Illinois. We'll be back with more right after this.
Welcome back to Chicago. We are getting ready to watch a top 8, top 16?
It is a
Top 8 match here. I don't think the diddle is going to be any indication of the level of darts we're going to see there. Both a little bit too much respect there for the start, but Chris Lim is going to get us started, and after a wayward first, he finds 2 trebles. We got Chris Lim and Jason Watt. Some of you may know him as the bearded dart guy.
Just maybe. Over on the top half, though, Rob McCoy and Michael Segal. So that's going to be your top 8 on the top half here, I should say. William Stewart, Gordon Dixon. Here we go with what should be a thriller. We all know what both are capable of. Jason's been kind of taking advantage of the soft tip board of late. He played well down in that San Antonio regional, taking second to Ram Guevara, and of course, Ram did hit that 9 in that one. But he's been doing pretty well.
Yeah, saw a runner-up to Gates on the steel side in Cleveland. So, yeah, getting out and about playing darts. Love to see it. Here we got Chris Lim moving around the board. Taking advantage of the start here.
Yeah, good 7 mark there. Has the 20s and 17s. So Watt needs to make a run here on these 16s and really has to fill it up. What a jersey back there. The old Fred Flintstone. Come on.
It's handsome.
Where's Barney at?
I like it. That's an epic beard, too.
Yeah, that's a goodie. Look at this from him. Good 7 mark. Needs 2 on the bull to get rid of the leg. Make it 1-0 in his favor.
An aggressive, efficient leg here from Chris Lim to get us started.
Watching Lim, too, he plays super aggressive. I mean, attacking closes when he's down in points. And you think, what is this guy doing? All of a sudden, it just works out for him. And you're like, well, all right. I guess it's something to do with the name then.
There it is. Ends it with a 5.79. Only 4.5 from Jason Watt, but again, Chris kind of jumped all over him after the wayward first couple of trebles and never really looked back.
You think Jason's ready there? He stood at the line just ready to go for about 5 minutes, it felt like.
Yeah, you and I talked about that earlier. The board flipping over. I mean, we were talking about it in between throws, but yeah, getting ready for that next shot and just that extra little pause that the board gives you can sometimes be extremely frustrating.
Just throws off your timing. You're used to that repetition of stepping up, doing your normal routine, then all of a sudden something gets off, and then you almost got to step off and then go back and approach it again.
So all of the Top Guns today are in our purview to bring you the action. We try to focus on the top level for the men and the top level for the women. But yes, we only have the Top Gun events that we're streaming today.
The singles, we should say. We do have the mixed triples tonight, but we're going to be streaming mainly the singles events here. Of course, like you said, yeah, the pros first, and we'll probably get into those other matches down the road. But everything's kind of moving along fairly quickly in a single elimination bracket. That's going to happen. By the way, I will absolutely love that it's a single elimination.
Yeah, completely agree.
Every once in a while, just kind of change things up a bit. So many of these soft tip shooters are used to that double elimination, and just throw in the mix here and there. Why not?
Yeah, good introduction for the weekend, and here we see both players up into those 6s now. See how aggressive Mr. Watt wants to play it, and he does. He takes away that 18.
Yeah, 101 point advantage, so pushes Lim to really attack the 16s here, and even filling it up isn't going to be quite enough. Let's see over on our ladies matchup. It could be, it's going to be Maria Carley and Trish Grezik there in that 5th, 8th position. That's kind of stinks that they come all the way from Canada to play each other, but that normally happens to those two.
Yeah, in the ladies' events, those two will play long enough to find each other.
Oh yeah,
on many occasions.
Start from Lim. Find another. Yes, he can.
Easily, if I may say. That looked like a pile of flights, but
it did.
That last one went in there very smooth.
Sometimes you think, I don't know how he just found it, but the board says otherwise, and hey, whatever you can do. And this is kind of a position for Lim here. 2 big trip 15s, and he's going to take the look.
I wouldn't be surprised if he takes it even after a single 15.
I like what you're thinking. I was honestly thinking he may do it. He may do it.
Yeah, because, I mean, he may never get another sniff with Watt taking the 20s. But he's going to come down. Payoff pitch. There it is.
Yeah, good collection.
Yeah, solid 7 mark there. In a get-you leg here down the stretch. What could have been. Just does snag it there, but
the old just-in-case close.
Yeah, still left too much to do, methinks.
Yeah, he almost needed a little bit more in his hand. We'll see. Watt needs a double. Can't get it. But yeah, like we said, I think Lim needs to turn around and say, hey, Watt, can I borrow your darts real quick?
6 will do it, though.
Yeah.
I've seen crazier.
It's difficult. Yeah, it's even more difficult now with that single.
All right, 1 bull should tie us up here at 1 apiece.
That should be square for it. No doubt. As Watt cleans it up for 1-1. Get it at a 5-0-4, 5-2-5. Not bad. We're kind of been spoiled of late with the averages and what the game is currently, the standard of the game currently.
It is getting yanked in a single direction.
It really
and that is up.
It's scary. Oh, what is the stopping point? Do we ever see one, or does it just keep crawling and crawling and crawling up? And we see it on the PDC level that any given day, it's anybody's tournament. And we're seeing it here, too. Yes, you have your guaranteed favorites. You always do, but anybody can kind of squeak through the woodworks and win it.
Yeah, the idea that they used to have, like, thousands of dollars for 9 darters that would roll from tournament to tournament to tournament, and now you've got 2 or 3 a day on the on their circuit events, and sometimes even on the televised tournaments. It's absolutely incredible, and I'm glad to see that we're following suit, and that standard yanking is happening across the board.
Yeah, on all fronts too. I mean, we're starting to see it on the ladies' front too, where they're starting to get those averages up. And I mean, for the longest time, they were kind of stagnant, and we were like, when is that going to happen? We're seeing it. We're seeing it, folks. It's just a new game. Look at that from Watt. Hammers in a big triple with the last.
Yeah, another. How did he find it? Kind of dart there.
He feels like it's not enough. You can't blame him. I mean, Chris probably going to capitalize on 2 big triples here. Yeah, there's the 2.
He does find it, but it'll be interesting to see how he attacks it if the first dart goes in.
Yeah. Do you almost think he tries to close or attacks a new wedge as well? That could be the I think the latter, the new wedge would probably be the option he chooses.
Yeah, that 17 might be a good option for him now.
I like your thought process there. 17 for me as well. I would have taken that look there, but hey, you can't go wrong with a 9.
Yeah, it's tough to argue. But I just feel like at this point you're waiting on Lim to make mistakes.
There's your mistake.
He does make one. Only 5.
Only exactly.
Only 5. So Jason now looks like he's going to start on that 19 again. No.
Those deceiving eyes. He's just so big. Everything
big
looks like he's
man,
looking
yeah.
down.
Big man had me faked out, and back-to-back 9s will put him squarely in the lead here.
Yeah, big-time shots for the big-time man.
Jason Watt saying, don't doubt me. 17s.
I think he took a little disrespect from Nicky down in San Antonio. Didn't take his kind remarks of calling Ram Watt's daddy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that maybe kind of he wants to do something for Nick here. Look at this. Another one.
For those keeping track at home, that's 3 in a row for Mr. Watt.
And a 7.80. Wow.
Yeah, I talked about that half a mark that you need to average more of than your opponent going second. And Watt has just been like, what if I put 2 on it?
What is 2 big enough?
Is 2
you
enough?
think?
No, you said half. How about 2?
Oh, gonna have to figure that one out. Does so with his last. Good triple.
Can Chris find 2 or 3 9 marks in a row of his own?
Trying to finagle this one in there. Awfully difficult. And he still does it nonetheless.
Splits those flights again. I can't express that is a really, really difficult dart to throw there. There's a little luck involved. You never know how it's going to come off the flight, but well done.
I think that's a smart move there. Just stay on that 19 and force him to attack. Just sit on the 15s. That's really all that Lim can do.
Yeah, you're winning 12 per triple with these trades. It is still going to come down to whether or not Chris can put in the 9s to overcome the point differential.
7, but you can see the 2-point spread here. I wonder if Watt will try to make quick business of the 15s. I would look now. I mean, as long as you take a sniff there.
Yeah, no, and I'm sure when it left his hand, he was like, yes.
Exactly. Yeah, you usually feel that way when it's just one hole on top of the bed. It looks like it's going in.
Yeah, that just sailed high. Chris fill it up this time. And not. So Watt has been playing relatively conservative in this position. Starts on the 19s. I think if he finds that trouble 19 this time, we may see him switch over. Or because we do finally see him with a point lead, perhaps he starts on the 15. No. Yep. It was the first option.
Yep. Did attack that double with the last to capture it, close it out. And Lim just kind of taking a second here. 1916s. Or do you just go for that bull? Yeah. 19s now. No, he stayed with it. I figured out that first dart, he kind of just transition over, try to just go ahead and get rid of him.
Snag the 2 numbers. Yeah, let the chips fall where they may. 3 bulls for Jason here. He needs 2 darts. There you have it. Watt taking the lead.
2 good legs. Paul saying Mr. Watt is bigger in person. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. No doubt about it. I saw him for the first time. I was like, "Jeez, Louise! No wonder you're you get this reputation that you do."
And because we just wanted to crank up the brutality of this event, Mr. Watt breaks, and then we'll go second yet again to get us to potential decider here.
Oh my, come on. Give us another. He cannot do it, but it's a good 7. Incoming 9. It is.
Final there.
Yeah, it could last, but see what the answer is from Lim. Could be early stages to be looking at 2-2.
Looking at another aggressive, efficient leg here from Chris Lim. Not going the route of trading 7 marks. Have another match that's going to come down to a cork. The way it's shaping up now.
Yeah, 7's just doesn't seem to be enough here. Lim just needs the 2, and 2 fats at that to close it. Pick up the points, or does he take his chance at the 15s? Looks like he's going for 15s here. Yep, captures it.
You don't want this leg to go on any longer than it
Nah,
needs to, right?
You got it. Go ahead. Why not?
There's 4 from the big man. Still down in points, so Chris just needs 3.
That should do. That should do.
There you have it. It's 2-0. And a 5-7-5 here in leg 4. So the all-important cork for the deciding leg.
Who will get the start? That is the ultimate question. Yeah, I believe. But no, it's going to be Lim.
I think he gave him the option, and then he said, I'll see one. Now, the opening cork was not impressive. It looks like it may go that way again, but Chris Lim was on the receiving end of a shoddy cork. It's going to be Jason Watt this time in a much better position. We've seen Jason break. We have not seen Chris break. So you gotta tip the bearded dart guy here to take this one early doors.
Even just taking a second too. I think that's the right mentality to have. Just kind of take your breather and then get underway. But you got to make use of this start. Yeah, that's a good one. You got to think 5 mark minimum. I mean, just the way this is played out with it being mostly 6s to win. We did have that 5-0-4 that won it from Watt in the first leg, but
Alyssa, we will switch over to the ladies as soon as this leg finishes up.
Yeah, 1-1 there for Maria and Trish, so still some to be played out for, and these guys just got underway before them, so figured, that's usually what we'll do is we'll start there and then work our way over. But either way, hey, big shout out to the staff and doing what they've done. I mean, we added the board this year to the pit, which is great. More matches, more darts to be seen. You gotta love that.
Yeah, the whole layout. The first time, really the touch tunes element to the event kind of was secondary last year, and some of the changes that have already been made to the tour and to the event here this weekend is a good indication of where this is headed. It's really fun to watch. Jason Watt taking full advantage of that open right now. Chris, full mark behind on the averages. Does have the bigger number right now. I don't mind this at all. Hops over and grabs a 17. Jason Watt at one stage had 3 9 marks in a row. One could come in very handy here.
Very much so. I mean, even a good 7 here is gonna feel nice.
Yeah, par 5 is all that was needed. Shut down both numbers. Chris needing to find some more on the corners.
Already going to be at a detriment with that second dart miss. Go ahead and look early. It looks like it. At least at a new wedge.
I don't like this.
I would have much rather been keen on an 18 down to the 15s there myself. I think that's the shot. Add an extra triple and then go down.
And now if I'm Chris Lim, I attack that 16.
Because you can steal it away and get points on it. Granted, it's not as valuable because he needs the one to close, but I like your thought process there. Now he's got to stick with it. He's just got to hammer this extra 15.
Yeah, as far as Jason Watt, just letting him live on those 15s. Like you said, maybe an 18 and then down to the 15s on the last shot. But here we are.
Yeah.
He's able to mop up that X on the 16s.
And you knew just because of the previous round, he wasn't even going to take a sniff there at the 15s. He wanted at least the 16s before doing so.
Now Chris down 60. Make that 15. Little unlucky there, but two of them just low on the treble.
That's a bummer. That could be it for Chris here.
Yeah, I don't think Jason's going to let him live on those 15s anymore.
There they go. And he's going to hammer away. Double for the win.
Doesn't happen, but all but over at this point. Don't even think 6 would really worry the big man too much. But it'd be fun to watch.
It would be really fun to watch, wouldn't it?
For the point lead. You always got to be annoying. Make the other guy throw a couple of darts. Single bull, single 18. Single bull, single 16. Decides to get the points first.
Yeah.
And finds the bottom of the bull. I don't think he was quite convinced on that one either, but that'll do it. We're going to swing over here to the ladies' match.
Oh, good. I was getting tired of watching the men play, Gordon. It's good to see these ladies in action. Little Canada versus Canada battle.
Yeah, Battle of Canada. Although if I follow her Facebook enough, Trish seems to be down here more often than not anymore.
He's going to have a bit of a New York accent after a little bit of time. But yeah, I always respect the type of player, especially female player, that puts their year on their on their name, right?
Yes. That's also if you want to instant message her, you can find her on.
That's an aim. Yeah.
Yeah, AIM.
That was definitely her aim.
Now that we're all dated.
There is Trish's better half in the background there. Rich. And, of course, Maria's. We can't really see Maria play darts right now, but it's there somewhere. She's there somewhere.
Niner.
Boom goes the dynamite. I know you missed it. I know that entire last match.
You brought it right back for me, though. Oh, we have another follow-up. Not quite. Great standard here between these two ladies thus far. We are in the fourth leg. Maria trying to push for a deciding leg.
Oh, hey, there's Maria.
She went 9-1. So back to an opening for Trish. She's not gonna make her pay the price just yet.
Raymond Maloney did play in this. They just lost. That's why they're not playing anymore. Maloney lost to Dason Albers, actually, pretty early on. That is assuming that his nickname is Smashtastic. I would expect it to be Hulk Smash, but you never know. Great darts from Trish, but Maria's throwing way better right now.
Yeah, I would just correct. Great darts.
Yes. I did put it emphasis on the extra S, huh?
The 16. Take it away.
I feel like Maria plays best when she looks bored.
I would agree with that. So now, 99-point deficit. Could reel back 90 here.
Does. Boom goes the dynamite for Trish.
Big shot.
What a time.
A little bit of pressure on Maria.
I'm surprised by this move.
Very aggressive. But she does shut down the 15, so 4 bulls to take the lead. I think we'll see Trish hit as many bulls as she can with her 3 darts.
I think she was looking over at Rich and was like asking him a little bit, and his motion was, I don't know. He's only got 3 seconds. Woo.
Oh, and she did take a stab.
I don't hate it. I like the 19s better than the 17s, though, on the first start. But I guess you're right. If you're thinking about taking the lead versus not, then and you're taking that risky shot, you might as well get rid of the big risk first. But that's why she wins the first, or the first 3. Let's go to a last leg decider. Once again, I feel like we are seeing majority of that on our stream, and I think it means this format's pretty good.
Have we?
We've had one that was 3-1.
Yes. Yes. Every other one has gone to a decider. Well, and again, this format lends itself to that. Best chat in the business, man.
It is the best chat in the business. Joe, we see you.
So we know who got Maloney. Did you say who?
It was Dason Albers.
Who took out Ram? That's where I was going with that.
That I am not sure. But it looks like coming up next on our streaming board will be Soldier. Winter Gates taking on Kevin Luke.
Oh,
that is an epic top 4 battle.
FKL in the house. Oh, big snag from Trish after getting the start in the deciding leg.
Oh, it looks like it's one of our Spanish players, Moreno. In the second round, Ram went out.
And only 4 from Maria. And 6 from Trish. Taking full advantage of having the start here. Again, a little spin for these soft tip players in this event. This is single elimination.
But both of these ladies are accustomed to the steel tip game. Of course, Trish works as a colleague of ours with the Championship Darts Corporation.
Wow.
Big darts.
Just smooth with it. Not a lot of emotion. The quick switches. Feels like she's going up there with a plan. And I don't mean to sound surprised by any of that. It's just Trish is in a very good spot right now. It appears. One more to take the number away. There it is.
Yeah, great darts from Trish. And you're right. She's in a zone right now that I don't think I've seen out of her very often. And Maria's not going to make it easy, is she?
He's like, talk about me too. Taking a 4-point lead with the 9er.
She was calling from a walkie-talkie.
Snatches it away. First dart. Not able to find the treble 20, so small chance here.
Or Mark ties it up.
Yep. Can't take the lead. Oh, yes, she can. She can't take the lead and the close. She's not going to now. Big
Tie ball
last
game.
Dart.
Well, the high ground's different here, Gordon. Again, aggressive close. And that dart has blocked it out completely, so she's going to stay up there. No, she did go back when she knew it was blocked. And I think that's why she's doing a little jig to the line.
Yeah, so 4 will give Maria the lead. Not going to find it. With the first 2, does find the treble on the last dart. See how aggressive Trish goes at this again. And very shocked to see how aggressive Trish has played this leg.
And she again is. And I'm not really quite grasping the strategery that's being used.
Yeah, no, I mean, 48 plays 60 every time they hit the treble. And I can't believe Maria didn't take a shot there.
I know they know each other so well. They partners forever. They're also intense rivals when they're playing singles against each other. They have to know each other's game to the point where that's why they're making these decisions. As you can see there, Maria wasn't going to move to the 20s, and I think that Trish knows that, and she's trying to get rid of the thing that Maria is going to stay on.
Yeah, Trish has found that treble 20 so easily in the 9 darts prior to this, probably the prior 12 darts.
That might be a problem, dart. Just kidding.
Shot now? She does not.
Yeah, definitely not the way that I would play this, but she's now raised her average up to a 5 versus Trish's 4. It was just the reverse.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's flip-flopped. Oh. And I just said she seemed like she was going to the board with a plan. And that time, she checked the score after every dart.
Yep.
He is not going to have the lead going into bullseyes after being in a commanding position. See how much she can block that out here in this deciding leg.
She goes at the hat. One single 16 does not add a bull to Maria's total, so if she does switch down, it won't be after the miss on this dart. And it's going to go in anyway. Maria Carley defeats Trish Grezik 3-2 in an epic display from Maria coming back from behind in that one.
And I don't mind the violence after that. I felt like it was deserved. The kick from Trish.
Yeah.
No, clearly these ladies very familiar with one another. But big turnaround for Maria. And I know Trish is going to want those last 12, 15 darts back because she was running around the board up until then.
So they call Danny Baggage the gambler. He was almost over on his choices for the top four. It is Bob McCoy taking on Jason Watt in our second quarterfinal. The first one that we're going to get on board 91, though, is going to be Leonard Gates, which obviously that one was guaranteed. That's the only one he got right. Taking on Kevin Luke.
Well, and I made him switch the Porterfield one.
You did.
So I'll give him a little reprieve on that one. But yeah, exciting stuff to come here. We'll step away for a small break here from our coverage here in Chicago. As soon as we've got another match set up here in the the bullpen, we will be back with that action. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to the 39th annual BullShooter finale in Chicago, Illinois. Sean Green joined by Gordon Dixon for this Top Gun singles. This is our first semifinal featuring Kevin Luke taking on Leonard Gates. I'm Sean Green, joined by Gordon Dixon. Hi, Gordon.
And first look at both of these fellas.
Yep.
We did get a little glimpse of Kevin Luke last night in the Monsters of Midway, but I said it in our opener. I really feel like this is where these singles are. These top guys are really going to flourish. And here we have Soldier, who's going to be at the business end of pretty much any tournament you hold here in the United States.
And big 9-mark opening for Soldier. Just marching along. He's been waiting a hot minute, but if there's one guy who has figured out how to pace himself in every capacity, in every situation when it comes to dart tournaments as a professional who travels around the country and the world to do this, it's Leonard Gates.
Yeah, these formats, the bottlenecks of where these things are going to get held up, he's got a very good bead on all of that. He's got a pretty good bead on that treble 20 as he snatches it away from Kevin Luke here early in this leg. This is what we keep talking about, the aggression properly used at the proper time, and I think that was a good demonstration of that from Leonard Gates.
You're good. I just wanted to touch you. As Kevin looking at the 18s, looking to fill it up. Only gets 6. That was on the wrong side of the wire on the treble 19. Soldier should be rolling from this point. Alyssa, we get it. I know that you're not the only one alone there. We'll get to her. We'll definitely see her in the finals if she makes it there. Chrissy Grimmel is already sitting in the final spot. Color me surprised.
Another woman mentioned in the opener.
Sometimes we know what we're doing. And by we, I mean you.
Sometimes is a very good definition. And again, we see Kevin Luke a little frustrated from Soldier playing well, which is going to continue to frustrate him if that's how he's going to handle it.
Because Soldier's going to play well. I don't know why it would be surprising that he wouldn't. He might be the premier player in North America right now. And before chat goes at me, I said might be. That's a big 9, though, from Luke. Just even dragging himself back in the leg. But he might not get a shot at. He's not going to get a shot at. Oh, no! Leonard did the wrong thing! Leonard!
Why?
Lenny, too many bowls.
Yeah, very taken back.
You're speechless.
I mean, okay.
He's
now?
not doing it. Okay,
Now?
he did. I mean, you could have done that 1 round ago. And that tells you how much he dominated the leg, by the way, against the throw, where he could make that type of mistake and still come back the very next round after a 6 mark from Kevin Luke and still get the job done. That's why he doesn't learn sometimes. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, I just look at the aggression.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. I really like this.
Yep.
Because this is, I think, a direct result of how Leonard just played that last leg against him.
And part of it's Kevin realizing that, okay, pointing-wise, this is going to get old real quick if this extends out further. Leonard threw a 6-3-2 in the last leg against the throw.
Really like that follow-up shot.
Thermal nuclear.
Leonard now down 3 playgrounds. We see him stay all on the 18 there. Only 5. Yeah, the fact that Leonard got the exact same shot again.
Exact same.
After presumably blowing it, or not blowing it, but not taking it the shot before, and then putting it in there. Absolutely incredible. I just keep replaying that big 9 mark there from Leonard on his only closed number.
They trade off 9 marks. What's up, Paul? See if Leonard can follow suit. He's gonna have to take a stab at these numbers eventually, right?
Maybe.
That's really the response.
I mean,
you
know? And listen, Soldier has very odd shot selections in a lot of different disciplines. Let's just put it that way. I think he has gotten a lot better, but when he doesn't, or kind of reverts to that old way, and these guys are just killing it.
Yeah, it's 7-4 playing a 7-0. This is gross.
The
Darce
big,
is not like this.
Yeah, the big close from Kevin Luke, and then taking the 18s away. I like this from Kevin Luke too. I talked yesterday about Kevin Luke's guard IQ. He's staying in the same region in order to make the switch a little bit easier to the 16s. But no, I think everybody only remembers all of the bad stuff that Leonard does when his shot selection is poor. And sometimes it's just not fair to him, because sometimes I don't think it was the same underlying issue. I don't think it's that he doesn't know the shot anymore. I think sometimes he just gets caught up.
And I agree. And I think that he does get a lot of slack still overseas for the Leonard of 3 years ago, without really the knowledge and understanding that he has greatly improved in that aspect of his game, which has allowed him to be at the top of North American darts for the last couple of years in a real strong way. It's no longer he might blow it on math. It's now he's got the math aspect down too. So now you got to beat him by skill, and it's hard to beat Leonard Gates when it's skill on skill.
He's a handful, but you know who's doing a great job of that right now?
FKL,
Kevin Luke, keeping Leonard at arm's length this entire leg, all while Leonard Gates is averaging over 6 marks a turn.
It's on a 6.3 and losing. These are the type of things, Gordon, why I just feel super blessed to be sitting next to you back here in this commentary chair and not out there, because even if I tried my absolute best, worked 10 hours a day on this game, I still would quit if that happened to me. Big 3 in the black from Leonard Gates. And Kevin just laughs at it, because what else can you do? Close the bowl? Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, no, thankfully you have enough open beds that Leonard Gates can't hit them all in one turn. And he takes away 2 of the biggest ones.
Tell you what, though, he better hit 67 points.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is it's a 4 mark on one that's still open.
And he does it.
So yeah, because if he'd have got him all the way down to the 15s, that would have been interesting. But I tell you what, as interesting as that was as uninteresting as Kevin Luke could have hoped for.
Yes,
the way Leonard Gates is playing right now.
Amen. 1-1 score line.
And yeah, just to your point, like that's exactly why I'm sitting back here. Is it's a lot easier to talk about how you should throw than practicing and putting that into practice.
Yeah, doing it yourself. Yeah, it's always just an absolute treasure just to watch the brilliance in front of you and the pressure that's behind it all while sitting back here basically eating popcorn.
Yeah. Made good granola minis, to be exact.
There you go. We just want to let everybody know that we do healthy snacks back here.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Trying to stay
Fruit
as
jerky
fit as we are.
is a thing?
Fruit jerky is a thing that
I've
we allow.
learned.
Yep. Where you can have half of an entire pineapple.
Organic.
Organic pineapple. That's important. And one little jerky bar.
Yes, Paul. The Top Gun twist, as you will, is single elimination for all of these singles brackets.
Taylor Thaxton up 1-0 on Maria Carley out there, and she threw a 5-something in that first leg to defeat Maria. There's definitely some fire darts going on board number 90. And I would love to see a Taylor Thaxton Chrissy Grimmel final, just for the reason that Taylor's been gunning for Chrissy, which everyone guns for Chrissy. If you're a female dart player, you're gunning for Chrissy Grimmel or Paula Murphy. Like those are those top shots, right? But Taylor has been kind of voicing that actively, so it'll be interesting to see if that is a battle. Great 9 mark from Kevin Luke.
Kevin Luke throwing his hands up.
Can't do anything else. And so far, that's been his luck this weekend, right? Last night, he lost the last leg decider, and he went 180-180.
Yeah.
He did his job. And another 9 mark. Boom goes the dynamite. Kevin Luke trying to hang in here.
Trying to turn the corner here against Leonard Gates. Leonard only 5 last time.
Okay.
And again, showing us that hitting triples in whatever order you'd like is an option in terms of cricket strategy.
I would have loved if Kevin, for no reason, just took shot and closed the 16s instead on the last start.
I wanted those.
Yeah. You can't have them now.
Leonard always trying to play 4 numbers ahead here.
So the other semifinal is actually going on concurrently out there in the room, Gordon. So we will have the finals of the men and the finals of the women on our streaming board, the pro side of things, next on both sides, but still got the semifinal to go, and the semifinal for the ladies on the other side.
I was just going to say, we will go over and watch the remainder of that match if it is still going on at the end of the guys. But these guys that just point so much, extend these legs.
Kevin took a break on you there a little bit, and only threw 5. Only got 90 points that time. And the pointing happened here because they're just looking for the opening to take out that other number.
And again, because Leonard's always taking that extra chip ahead, Kevin's finding it very tough to find a spot that makes sense because he's always going to leave Leonard an open bed.
And there goes those 18s from Kevin. So he's like, great, I'm throwing a 6.0 and I'm going to lose this leg. Awesome. Worked really hard there for that. And he only closed 2 numbers total. The whole leg. And Taylor Thaxton takes a 2-0 lead on Maria Carley. Over on our other streaming board, 4-5-5 in that leg for Taylor. Nikki's in the chat giving us updates, which we definitely appreciate. And on the men's side of things, it looks like Scuba Steve is sitting there taking on somebody with a crazy nickname in the semifinal. And then is that Johnny or is that Johnny Lee right there taking on Robert Law? Colton Mitchell, I believe that's Colton Verde, is sitting there in the top 4 as well. That's the open side of things for the men.
Scuba Steve, a Columbus native.
Is he? You sure? Steve Diker? Or different Scuba
Is it
Steve? Yeah, it's Diker.
Oh, it's Diker. Okay.
Yep. So Wisconsinite, Scuba Steve. I was like, he is just exudes Wisconsinite through and through.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, not the Scuba Steve that I know is here.
There you go. When your first name's Steve, you know, we're gonna have multiple Scuba Steves. And that's another 9 mark from Kevin Luke.
Gonna have multiple 9 marks.
Luke's probably a little bit surprised he feels comfortable right this second. But you still got to do the job. He does that. Great 6 mark. Yeah, all the brackets are rolling in this Top Gun singles format. Kevin rolling here in leg number 4, trying to take us to the last leg decider, which is shocking so far on our stream.
Excellent battle between these 2 guys.
Yeah, Kevin looking like he's going to settle this one in. Again, Leonard's throwing a 6.25 and just not touching this leg. That would have been a really bad round in the Golden Bullseye challenge that we did.
Yeah. Who would have got?
It was actually a 700.
700.
Yeah. But Kevin Luke at 6.0 will take us the distance. That's a lot of room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kevin Luke is stuck in there in this match and is now going to throw for it here in the deciding leg. Absolutely incredible from both these guys.
The ladies, I guess, are battling out a 5.75, playing a 5.75. Not surprising. Not with the talent over there on that other board. That's not surprising either. FKL with a great opening. Who can be more brilliant in this last leg decider?
Trading 7 marks.
That was miles away. He let us know that.
Yeah, don't like him playing it up right now.
And now he's talking to Don.
Gates trying to put the dagger in the first half of this deciding leg.
That was aggressive, and it pays off for Kevin Luke.
Back comes Kevin Luke. Gets the point lead, but a shot like that Leonard doesn't even need a 9 to shut it down and take the point lead. 7 will do it. Oh, and he doesn't get the 7. He saw he was looking around for somebody that was blowing on his darts there.
That being said, still a 6 mark here from Kevin. It's going to be more than that. Oh, no, it's going to be exactly a 6 mark. He kind of walked dart 3, and it turned it over.
Yeah, both these guys just a little off the pedal there on the third dart.
Can we just point out that Devin Hunter's hair in the background is actually his real hair? That is not a wig. He didn't go to like a Bob Ross store to get that thing.
Oh, he just
like that thing is
showed you.
permed.
Kevin, Luke.
Now he's starting to really play it up with the camera, which
yeah,
not good.
That's not what you want to do there. This is probably the swan song. Not as aggressive as I thought we were going to see from Leonard.
2 triple 17s would have tied it up.
His head's gone.
Yep.
Had the start in the deciding leg. And Leonard probably going to put another dagger in right here. You see him ringing the bell.
And he also knows how to make sure Kevin stays out of it, right? He gives that little extra celebration almost towards him. Like he knows that's going to frustrate him just a little bit more.
Well, Kevin frustrated himself.
Yep.
I think there's a lot to take away. This match, this leg is not the
extra point didn't help at all, Leonard.
Time to be chatting in the bleachers.
He just threw a mark that did not matter. He was already up 200 points. And he was up exactly 200 points when he shot the last dart on the 18 again. I don't even think he knows what he's like. He's just like, I see a triple, I'm going to hit that. Well, this is still, it needs a 9 mark. And then still some hope, but he's doing quite a bit to at least give himself some hope.
He is. He's making a good run back here.
It looks like it was too late.
And we may see him take both numbers. We'll give him the point lead. Not going to happen. So 3 bulls from Leonard Gates.
Yeah.
And a trip 18.
Wow. Did he make that look good there in that last leg? A 3-2 victory, so Soldier will be in the finals. Will he take on Bob McCoy or Jason Watt? That match is going on currently out there. But let's head over to Taylor Thaxton and Maria Carley.
Ladies.
Still 2-0 lead for Taylor here in leg number 3. And she just got the point lead as they head into the bowls. Chrissy Grimmel again awaiting the finalist, or the winner of this one for the finals.
And game shot now here for Taylor Thaxton. Up 2-0. Needs 3 bulls. See how aggressive she ends up playing this.
Really a pretty aggressive player. Yep. You're going to switch on dart 2 because if you hit 2 singles, you at least get that extra bull. Or 1 single did not.
She's manifesting the bullseyes there at the end of her shot.
Opportunity to steal. Trip 16. Oh, she paused. I like it.
Taylor steps up, rooting her on. All the nod from Jay in the background. Doesn't find it.
Let's see how Taylor punishes.
Yeah, here's an all or nothing shot as far as I'm concerned.
I love how Chrissy's sitting there waiting. Or not sitting there. She's standing there waiting in the background, hovering.
Scouting. What a dart. What a dart. I like this. I like this. Push it, push it, push it.
We're over $1,000. Is it real good?
Oh, another double.
Wow.
Oh, she still finds it 5. Absolutely filthy. Yeah, Carly. Big, big shot, pushing this point battle even further.
Someone's touching the tress.
Hack into the double. 2 16s to push it to another leg. And there it is. Absolutely incredible finish to that one.
Yeah, as they high five over it. 4-7-6 loses that leg. As we head to leg number 4.
But Maria has put herself in a really tough position because even after the win there, Taylor is going to go first. No cork because she had that all-important 2-0 lead. So Taylor now holds the darts for the match.
If anyone's there in the bullpen listening along with us, which would be crazy, if you just let the person know on the other side of the bullpen to just stop hitting that tress. Like, stop hanging on it. Like, leave it alone. It is shaking our camera. Maria Carly. Oh, that was almost huge.
Yeah, she's really trying to stamp a little authority on this leg. Taylor needs to find the trouble of her own. She does. What an important third.
Staying. Yeah, her eyes did not move at all. And again, we've seen that from her, right? She's not going to take those shots until there's enough points there to do so. But we've also seen so much today on both sides of things where that strategy has not paid off.
Yeah. From the 2-hole here, I think Maria's going to have to be a little bit more aggressive in some of her shot selections.
Hey, Troy. Welcome back.
And that's not what I'm talking about.
No.
Now, Taylor needs to attack that 17.
I think she would have if she would have the trip 19 on the first start, but like we alluded to earlier, Gordon, you're going to say this, the 2 marks, you want to get rid of them. You want to make them useless, right?
Well, now Maria can have all 3 of her marks when she finds the treble. If those same 3 marks are on the 17, yes, she can score on the 19, but anything she hits on the 17 is only going to be worth a single mark.
Playing the high ground, staying up there. She's almost doing the same strategy as Maria, right? But she's doing it with the higher ground, which is going to pay off. She's going to battle that strategy against that strategy. Whereas Trish, in this other match against Maria, she tried to do the opposite strategy of Maria and be aggressive, and it came back to cost her. Because if you miss in that situation, you're going to find yourself losing it with a big lead.
Only 2 17s that time. Maria with another chance to put some treble 17s on the board. There's one. She does take the lead with a nice 7 mark.
She goes 17s first. Just get rid of it.
She's played pretty conservative on these shots. Yeah, up to the 20.
But if you know you're going to switch on dart 2, would you rather have the 2 darts straight at the top?
Honestly, that looked like that was the worst dart she's thrown because it looked very lazy. She thought she was just going to chuck it in there. Now she does have the point lead, but Maria has shown on several occasions. And here Maria's using that flyer single 15.
Yep.
Not going to the 18. For all of the reasons why I was saying going to the 17 or chasing that X of Maria's earlier. Because that instantly scored her some points.
And that dynamite puts Maria back in this. And really kind of out front here, scoring-wise. Great last start from Taylor, though.
What a response. What a response. The timing of both these ladies right now.
5-1-4 playing a 4-2-5.
And they got another match.
Where they're probably going to have to play better.
They might have 2 more legs. No, 1 more leg. In this match.
Not including this one. 2.5 more legs. Or 1.5 more legs. Troy's wild. Best chat in the business, though. Maria has battled all the way back on 15s, Gordon. 15s. What a steal of the 20s.
She waited for a slot.
Taylor's Arsenal starting to miss a little bit.
Yeah, she's starting to short arm them a little bit. Not as smooth as we've seen her. See a little more outward frustration. And again, Maria just content to stay on that 15. Going to let Taylor have the much larger 18.
It's going to hurt in the same way, Gordon.
Such a mistake.
Hurts in the exact same way.
In that exact same spot, if I give you the exact same mark, it's better served on that 18 than it ever was on the 15.
And it's actually going to flip-flop this match again. And this leg. Right? It just happened earlier, and now it's the second time doing so.
What can Taylor do with it this time? That's the question.
Got real aggressive on dart 3, but it's because Maria's been crushing these corners.
Takes a small lead herself. Doesn't look like she's moving.
No, she is not. Stays there, hits a big 7 mark when she needed to.
Just a reminder, Chrissy Grimmel, final boss, waiting on the winner of this one.
She has since gone over to, I think, start practicing. She was just standing back there, just trying to Make sure those ladies knew, hey, this is who you're going up against if you win this. Intimidation tactic. See if it pays off for her, but it's paying off for Taylor Thaxton here in leg number 4 in the driver's seat. And looks like this one might be close to over.
Yeah, 3 bulls, much better position than when we joined this match for Taylor. Polish this one up. 3-1. And another free triple 18. They are free for Taylor, if you're wondering.
She did not have to pay.
No, she just, that one up there.
And here we go. Taylor Thaxton now can take all 3 of them at the bull and not really worry about if she misses 1 or 2. And there it is. Does it in 2. Taylor Thaxton, a 3-1 victory over Maria Carley. That other semifinal of the pro side of the men is actually pretty much just started. I think it might be 1-0. So the final will be the thing that we have up next between Chrissy Grimmel and Taylor Thaxton. So don't go anywhere, folks. Right back with the final of the ladies. Right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 39th annual BullShooter finale in Chicago. This is the final of the Women's Pro Top Gun shootout. Singles, all cricket, race to 3. Sean Green joined by Gordon Dixon. Good stuff. This is going to be a great final.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one. Early opening already, but we just came off of watching Taylor Thaxton beat Maria Carley in that semifinal epic that she was leading pretty much the whole time, but a little bit of a fight back from Maria was overcome, and here we have the Florida legend, Chrissy Grimmel.
Yeah, as great as Taylor has played today and as great as she's become, the favorite of this one's going to be Chrissy Grimmel. If Chrissy can't obviously lose this, it's not just Chrissy's to win, but when you look at any bracket that is a soft tip tournament, pro females, and Chrissy Grimmel's entered it, she's become the favorite.
Yeah,
overall.
I would 100%. Now there was a short time, there were some health things going on where maybe that could be questioned. But yeah, just a perennial performer. Taylor starting off hot here, taking full advantage of the slow start from Chrissy. And we talked about it earlier that these pro cricket legs can get away from you quickly, and that's exactly what's happening to Chris Grimmel right now. This is getting away from her quickly here in this final.
Yeah, quickly, it's almost an understatement in this leg, and it's against the throw. Taylor Thaxton, a 6.33 after 3 rounds.
But again, just a brutal format. She's going to win this one going second. Or if she wins this one going second, Chris is going to step up there ready to go and start the next leg.
You'd be like, great job breaking the throw. I'm going to go again. Good luck again.
Yeah. You're going to need to do that twice before anybody gets nervous.
And they did on the last leg decider, so it doesn't even help that point at that point. I'm going to say that point again.
What point? That point?
That point.
So should be at Bulls here. Taylor to sew this one up. And just 15 darts. Make it 14. Make it 14.
5.14 from Taylor Thaxton in that first leg. That is, I don't care who you are, fire.
Smoking. And resets the board, and Chris Grimmel goes first.
Yeah, 5.14 is gender-neutral greatness. And only a 3 from Chris. She's off so far. I Taylor's been on, but Chris has been off a little bit.
Taylor can continue that run and just keep the heat on Chris.
Yeah, I was about to say that had to be the most blocked.
Yeah, and she's not able to, so probably see Chris actually settle in finally for a leg.
Yep. All of them. Boom goes the dynamite, which I will say every time she does because she hates it as much as you do.
I knew I liked her.
Only a 4 mark from Taylor. It's amazing what a difference a leg can make. Looks like she wants to win this one by 200 points, Gordon.
Yeah, I think this is a statement leg there after kind of getting run over. But she needs to be careful. I think Taylor will respond well to this, and she has already cut the gap big time.
Taylor's the type of person that would take that as like a compliment more than like a frustration. Like, oh, she feels like she has to point me up 200 points? Chrissy Grimmel does? All right, cool. A great dart from Grimmel. There's that little shoulder turn.
Yeah, I love the, as Wayne Martel would say, the peacockery.
You gotta wonder how much Chrissy actually knows that she's doing them when she's doing those types of like moves and motions, like how conscious it is.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's choreographed.
No.
I think that's literally what she wants to do at the time that she does it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's just she's so focused when she does those things, which most people will lose focus when they celebrate big and things like that for a second. It's like part of her focus to do.
It's kind of like the little dart foot kick and twirl that Nick does when he pulls the darts out
Oh,
of
yeah.
the board.
Adorable move for sure. The next final is going to be the pro men's final. It'll be on the same board. Jason Watt is the finalist. He will be taking on Leonard Gates. So he gets through Bob McCoy. And with how he played against Chris Lim earlier, which I didn't get to commentate on, but I saw the match from its entirety. Whew. Watt is on fire.
A rematch of a recent 301 double-double event. Watt and Soldier.
And they're moving along in the men's. They're in the semifinals.
Yep, I think the only one we're gonna miss was the lady amateurs. Should be able to snag all of the finals left. Remember, these players do have another event to get to, so we want to be conscious of that. Love to bring you all of the action. Want to make sure that the tournament continues to move.
Warhawks, yes, this will follow that one. And that'll do it for Chrissy. And she'll throw that last dart just for funsies. 1-1 score line as we go to leg number 3.
Finally, after 2 legs, Taylor's going to get to start one.
Little booty bump, and we're on.
Taylor taking her time here.
And this is not the start she was looking for so far. Only finds the single.
Chris not going to make her pay.
Gifts it right back. Oh, that gave her a 5 on dart 3. That's brutal.
Yeah, that's a tough spot. Tough spot to be in. She did get the close. So Chris not going to be able to run up the 20s, but
that gave a 3.
And an unlucky bounce there.
Dart gods giveth and the dart gods taketh away.
Yeah, I think that was a tail flip there that caught that 3. It certainly wasn't the pointy end that got it.
Yeah, that dart definitely whipped and nay-nayed.
What a big last.
With a hand throw up at the end, too. The good news for Taylor, and it's honestly something to think about. If you look at leg number 1, she only had 16s left to close, right? By this point. In this leg, at least Chrissy has also not done anything yet. So it's still advantage Taylor Thaxton.
Taylor Take the 17s. Take the 17s, Taylor.
Yay!
Thank you. Proceed.
And she stayed on the 17.
Take 7 of them.
7 17s.
You know what? I'm gonna get nitpicky after that. She started on the 17s. We'll work on going to the 18s on the next the next time.
That's lesson number 2.
That's lesson number 2.
You're like, carry on. Like, just do whatever you want. So again, in this situation, 18's looking promising, and they gone.
What a big spot it would be for her, and she's playing aggressive now,
getting
back into a little bit of a groove. And Chris Grimmel really not giving her much pushback here in this leg.
I mean, let's call it what it is. A 2-5 for Chris Grimmel is like a floor game.
Yeah, you couldn't even hope to have a 2-5 Chris Grimmel. You wouldn't even have thought that was an option.
Yeah. All right.
Big number to close or score. Does go to the 16. Okay, so she keeps pushing this match along. Now the only problem with this is one big shot from Chris Grimmel, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on Taylor to respond. Again, she hasn't shown that thus far.
And that first dart was just so wide of her target. It was really hard for her to adjust. Let's find it on dart 3, but not enough. And Taylor just, again, continues to find the right darts.
Just buries it.
Most likely going to be a 2-1 lead for Thaxton over Grimmel here in this final. And again, we do want to point out to the people that are watching here that might not know enough about these two, this would be an upset if Chrissy does lose this. Now, it's not a huge upset. Taylor definitely more than capable of winning this, but it still would be an upset. The betting odds would definitely be in the favor of Chris Grimmel at the start.
Single bull. Make it happen, and there it is.
Can she break the Grimmel throw once again, this time for the title? Or will we go to another last leg decider on a streaming board?
Come on, chat. What is your prediction?
Reminder, hit that like button, hit that share button. We are live. Chicago, Illinois. The BullShooter finale for the 39th season.
Seven mark response.
Taylor's off and rolling.
Sugar Shane putting it out there, going the distance. I think with Chrissy going first, strong possibility.
And there's a lot of people saying, not just last leg, but Grimmel's got this.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like Chris Tribal would be a cooler name.
This would be an important shot.
Again, that dart for them is miles off of that 1818.
Well, and yeah, I think that's the frustration. You never mind missing, but that does not help at all. And good recovery. She took a step back, stuck with it. You see that she didn't have the reaction to the second dart as she did to the first dart because it was a little bit more on target for her. But again, Chris Grimmel needs to continue to play well here. There is some confidence.
Went for the Maloney double, though, and that's never smart.
I think you're only saying that because you're sitting next to me.
No, I am fully against the Maloney double overall. Not for him, but for 99% of other people. It's part of his strategy. We can say what we want. It's just, it is, right? Whereas everybody else, if they're doing it, they're almost doing something differently than they would normally do in this game.
I think that's given a lot of credit to Maloney for people throwing doubles that doesn't exist.
Well, I agree. But it's already been a thing, so I got to keep it going. Plus, isn't it nicer to blame Mike Maloney for every time we see
No,
shooter to
no,
double?
I will not straw man his position as he straw man's mine. Taylor needs a big treble here. It's not going to happen. So again, it's a really good standard here between these two ladies. Just doing a good job of taking advantage of the throw here.
There's that double. Happier? I didn't call it the M double.
It's not Voldemort. You're allowed to say his name.
Nope, I guess not.
Yeah, Taylor has shown some grittiness in this match. And she, if you remember, did break in the very first leg. So we know she's got it in her. I don't like the body language.
Yeah, it seems like she's got a lot going on. Yep, and it's just nerves. That's what it is. Now, that being said, she's trying to do everything in her power to settle those nerves down. Warhawks, if you have more than one dart in hand remaining, and say you go outside on dart 2, right? Now you still have to hit a double. You only got one dart left. And it's much safer to go at the triple segment because chances are if you miss up or down, you're still hitting a single. Whereas the double is if you miss up, this is the score you get.
Well, and as far as the never, I mean, there's
definitely times.
Yeah, never is a very long time. I think for sure if you need a multi-score or multi-mark turn for a win,
yep,
that's certainly a time to do it. If you've got one dangling over the triple, I completely understand that.
That's it. Those are the two.
I'm running out of times that I would suggest it from there. Taylor being allowed to live on this 15 a little longer than I'm sure Chris would advise. She again, I'm very interested to see how she responds after this leg with all of this body language.
It's almost like she's uncomfortable with the amount of nervousness she feels. But I actually think that's a good thing overall. Not necessarily for this match, but for the experience that she's going to get off of that feeling, if that makes sense.
Well, I'm certainly not writing her off. It's going to be an important double, fourth, between these two ladies for that deciding leg. And I think that'll give her enough time to kind of regroup, regardless if she wins that or not.
Christy, send this to the last leg decider. Yep. Gonna throw that third, maybe that fourth, maybe that fifth. What does she have now? She does have 4 darts in her hand that she carries. 4-6-2. No matter what, this has been entertaining. This has been impressive. This has been a very fun final to call.
Yeah, lots and lots of ups and downs. I think we'll get to see a culmination of the Taylor Thaxton arc here.
And I would really like to see Taylor just get regrouped and think of this as its own leg. But again, the body language, she's, wow. You called it. Is that even? That's about as close to even as it's going to get. It's 1 hole from Taylor. Closer, I think.
Yeah, I mean, from eyesight, it looked like Taylor got it.
Does that calm her down? Like just the fact that now Chris is not perfect?
Getting away with one should.
Yeah.
It absolutely should. I mean, we'll know very, very quickly on whether or not it did.
I don't know if you noticed there, Gordon. She actually did take an extra second or two to calm down before starting the leg because you only have that countdown. So here we go. Buckle up. Grab your popcorn.
Pulling up the draws.
Now it's just a dart leg.
Yeah, she's worked around that opening dart before.
That could hurt.
Yeah, I don't think she knows that she can play well while having these reactions.
Right.
There's some people that can feed off of that kind of stuff. And I don't think she's one of them.
That should calm her down a little bit. There goes that 20 dead center, too. Well, there's the Taylor Thaxton that we've seen.
Okay.
That looked in control. That looked calm. Great darts. You know Grimmel's going to hit right back.
It's all about what happens on the next bad turn, though. What is her reaction going to be? If she just walks up there, pulls him out of the board, maybe she's through it and to the other side.
You have the floor here on this call?
She knows what to do.
And she did it.
She did it last time.
And she made up the new move here. Look at this from Taylor Thaxton. Boom goes the dynamite.
Oh, I'm walking her home.
Wow.
Walking her home.
What a time.
She came through the other side. Absolutely incredible. That body language in the last 9 darts of the previous leg, 12 darts, whatever it was, first 3 darts of this leg. Now, she was allowed to settle because of poor play from Chrissy Grimmel. She's going to have a little pushback here at the back end of this.
This is the type of thing that can catapult someone to a new level, Gordon.
But absolutely incredible. 1 bull away from the Top Gun title.
Proving that she can do this, you know? And I think that's why I know that Chrissy's about to lose this. She's smiling, but she's smiling because I think she understands that how much this means to Taylor and the fact that that's a compliment overall to Chrissy. Now, Chrissy's also going to put a little pressure on this by getting the point lead. I love it. Taylor Thaxton's your champion.
There it is. 2 darts like it was nothing. Big treble. And you saw the reaction there.
A 5.79, Gordon, after battling through just all of the nerves and emotions going into the last leg decider.
She had a 14 darter in there, and she polished it off with a 15 darter.
That's absolutely incredible, and congratulations, Taylor Thaxton. You earned that, deserved it, and the emotions that she's facing right now are extremely real. And as we do wrap up that ladies pro, as they get another congratulations, we're going to step aside and take a short break while we wait for the men to step up in the pro finals. We probably won't see some tears in that one, but we'll be right back with that right after this. It's finals time here at the 39th annual BullShooter finale in Chicago, Illinois. This one for the Top Gun Pro men's singles title. One of these men, well, you really expect him to be here anytime he plays a tournament, especially even one of this size, and that's Leonard Gates. His opponent has just consistently over the last few weeks found himself in these scenarios against Leonard Gates. The last time, though, was in Cleveland, which was steel tip. Can he do one step better here in the final of this? I'm Sean Green, joined by good stuff himself, Mr. Gordon Dixon. And Gordon, Jason Watt, interesting finalist in this Top Gun singles.
Yes, certainly not one at the beginning of the day that maybe we would have tipped as a favorite. But as you said, just over the past weeks, the number of times that we've seen him come through big matches, make it to finals, and play well has definitely equaled a little less surprise when it comes to his performance here.
Of course, it's almost the opposite direction in things, right? Streamer, now top guy in darts, one of the top shooters in the game. You were top shooter in the game, and then you went out on top. You're like, I have this going on now behind me, and I don't want that anymore. You're good at it. Nice white horse from Leonard.
Yeah, well, and I don't think you're giving credit to Jason before.
Oh, he was good before he started streaming.
Yeah. Jason was a very, very proficient player long before he started streaming. But no, yeah, we've got competing arcs for for what we're doing now, and already we see Leonard Gates stamping his authority on this leg. Had an incredible match with Kevin Luke on our stream. That really, I mean, Kevin winning the cork in the deciding leg and really just not doing much with it. Much like we just saw, kind of the opposite of Taylor, kind of going through some poor body language and overcoming. And Kevin just kind of sank there in that deciding leg, but not taking anything away from Leonard Gates. He played to this standard and higher the entire time that match was going on.
Yeah, actually, at this point, if Jason Watt was told that Leonard Gates was going to throw a 5 in the first leg, he'd be like, all right, cool. I'll take that all day. I'll take that for 5 legs, because that's about the worst I'm going to expect out of him. And yet, the unfortunate part of that is that Leonard's still winning this leg currently.
Yeah, it was all the work he did early in the leg. He's had some kind of uncharacteristic misses since then, but it looks like he's going to be putting that right.
Right indeed. 65-point advantage as they head to the bowl.
So Leonard Gates for 3 bowls. There's 2 of them.
There's 4 of them.
There's 4.
He overachieved. Lenny too many that time was a good thing. And
Lenny too many. Yes.
And he takes a 1-0 lead here in this final over Jason Watt. Battle of Sister Company teammates too. Winmore versus Red Dragon.
Now Jason will want to do the same thing to Leonard. Make sure he knows he's in a match. And that is not setting the tone.
No, it is not. I know what setting the tone is. It's going to be this right here. Which is almost identical to the first one.
Yeah,
pretty impressive.
I thought it was a decent setup because I expected Leonard to kind of jump all over that.
I know it's always stupid to call those types of shots, but it's not as stupid when it's Leonard Gates. We're calling those shots. But how about Jason Watt makes them pay? Boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah, big shot there. Jason got a little bit of a reprieve there from from Leonard. Jumps back in with both feet. Leonard's going to move around the board himself with a niner.
Throwing on from a walkie-talkie.
Oh, just low. Looking for the perfect response. Now Gates.
Yep.
For back-to-back. And the lead does not go for the 16.
Now back to the 16s is Watt. There's the lead. There's the extension of the lead. It doesn't look he's... Oh, he did switch, and that was a very smooth move to the 18s. Big 9 mark.
Yeah, Gates had the chance at the same shot in the leg before. Did not take it. 7 points behind here.
How aggressive do you want him to be? If he goes back. Yeah, it kissed off the flight. Could have been the difference in the positioning there. Well, a situation where either or is kind of the right move, depending on the situation.
Oh, and Leonard playing a little aggressive there. Trying to get a little cheeky, snag the 16s down in points. But only one bull down. So real chance for Jason Watt now. Close this one out. Or at least have a big lead headed into the bull. Not really going to happen. Leonard Gates still with a finishing shot here.
Yes, he is. Or Bulls ties it up. Not going to do it.
Takes another shot at the 16 and doesn't find it.
Again, how aggressive do you want him to be? Very.
Yeah, now take the W.
Good recovery there from Watt. Now, again, you're going to take a 5-1-7 from Leonard Gates every day of the week.
I would have called that leg like posturing. Like
Okay.
that felt like both of them were kind of posturing as to what they're capable of. And it cost them both in terms of marks.
Yeah, they're just kind of circling the octagon.
Yes. Yeah, I like that one too.
I know what you mean when you say stuff like that, Gordon. But you only say it when I say stuff like that, so I appreciate it.
Not quite the stamp that Jason needed after that first leg from Leonard. But he'll certainly take it. This is much better.
Yep.
Open from him.
And right now, this isn't the best version of Soldier. Right? Even a 5-5 version of Soldier is not the best version of Soldier by far. Jason's got to take advantage of this because the real Leonard Gates could show up any second, and when he does...
Well, he's not far off.
No.
That's the other thing to keep in mind here.
It looks like he's looking down. He hits that triple 20. Big darts.
Yeah, I would have lost money on that third dart. That looked like his eyes didn't change at all. The big man took the 20 away. And Leonard now
reeling.
Absolutely off. That he wasn't far off, but that said otherwise. We've also said multiple times how quickly these legs can get away from you. You've got these people that are capable of shooting 6, 7. They will just eat up those wedges as quickly as possible.
Well, and especially if they're playing another top-level opponent, because the goal is to end it quickly when you're there. Thanks, Greg. Probably one of those three, to be fair. As Watt steps up again. Was it the octagon comment? Was that what it was? Is that what did it for you, Greg? That's fair. I just want to know. All right, Soldier. Back to the 16s. Well, that'll work.
Yeah, he's back. $140 is the difference.
And again, just a minute ago, Jason Watt was just cruising in this leg. Does not get the point lead, but still a good 7 mark.
Yeah, important 7 mark. Keep the pressure on Gates. Still has a lot to work to do with those 16s. A little bit easier shot now from Jason. If he hits another 7 mark, he will take the lead.
Not going to happen.
And I said if.
Oh, no. That's brutal. Is this where Leonard takes a shot?
I'm a little over calling what Leonard might do.
Fair. Oh, he's going to do good things. We can call that. Big 8 mark to follow the 9. Wow.
Yeah, and you're seeing those wedges getting eaten up in the reverse order this time.
And unfortunately, Watt is also eating up the neighbors' triples.
Yeah, wow. Such a frustrating leg. Jason cruising. Now Leonard almost solidly in the lead here. Almost 200-point lead.
96 might not be enough.
9 mark could turn the tables a little bit. Not quite. I think we can expect to see a couple triple 16s and a triple 17.
We're going to start with the 15s. Now what do you do?
Yeah.
Now you just X both of them and retro raggy.
And now you just undo all of the great work that you've done the entire leg in one throw.
I mean, he battled back so hard, and you're just like, never mind. See if Jason can take it down.
Yeah, I know my first dart was dead nuts 16 every time. But who wants that?
Oh, it's really on for the possibility now, and I like that second dart. What do you do here?
Well, yeah, I think you got to leave yourself at least. I would probably leave myself the bulls.
Okay.
Try to take that 16 away because otherwise you may not. I mean, with his scoring power, you may not get another whiff.
Yeah, because now you can go single, single, single. And now he's got the bull lead heading into it. But still, it would be a 4-3 race if he does do that, which it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Opportunity for Jason Watt that he was not expecting. He needs 4 and then close that double 16. You just got to do that, you know. But it's easy to say down here.
Yeah. Just 4 bulls.
He's not going to get the winning darts now.
Yeah, no. I would probably expect him to still stay. Maybe now 16. He just closes. But Leonard Gates only needing 3 bulls. I think he's gotten away with this one.
Yep, sure does. That was a battle in leg number 3. But it falls to Leonard Gates. Again, a 5.09 to a 5.10.
And at the end of the day, just a hold of throw.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's going to feel like a lot worse. But hopefully Jason puts that in perspective and knows this is the one. This is the one to send it to a decider.
Good opening from Watt.
Yeah, good sign.
This is a second pro final here that we can just call this. Obviously, the favorite in this would be Leonard Gates. So if Jason Watt does pull out this victory, would be another upset. Oh, unlucky on the last one for it to kiss off into the 5. And of course, Leonard starts off with a 9, so here comes Leonard.
Yeah, already with an opportunity. He wisely takes the shot. Leonard going second in this one. Up a leg. Can afford to be a little bit more aggressive.
Nice consistent 7 mark from Watt. Up 80 points. That's gone. Another 9er on the 19s from Leonard Gates, his second of this leg. They throw 9 darts.
Jason gonna need to find something here. Harry, if you go to the BullShooter app, if you don't have it, you can download it for free. There is a function in there called Tournament King. You can see the brackets there. Actually, every day you'll be able to see the brackets. The boards are networked, so we're at the end of most of the tournaments here today, or at least the morning or afternoon events, sorry.
Yep.
And so even if we're not streaming your favorite player, you will be able to follow along and see where they are in their matches as the leg count does update as those results are reported.
All right, Soldier going to start on the 19s. Ideally. Could have easily been a 9 mark. Turns into a 6. On a 6.2. Trying to win this title in this leg. Never know what can happen if we go the distance. Could have a Taylor Thaxton-like moment where you just run away with it.
Oh, really good find there. I mean, not the flashy 9 mark, but big find from Jason Watt after that first dart.
Well, it's such a tough, yeah, especially with his height, right? For most people, they're still looking up at the 18s, so it's not really a blocker to have it hanging there. For him, he's looking down. It's blocking that triple completely.
Yeah, he came underneath it twice, too. And Leonard Gates doing the smart thing, moving targets.
And a little chess instead of checkers.
Ah, Terry, you're referring to the golden age. Sponsorship money was flowing back then. The Europeans would come over for the Lucky Strike tournament series.
Big boys.
With a shot here.
Good 7.
Yeah, Doesn't take it. Decides to stick with the points. Gates has done a good job of erasing these each time. He's down in points, and he takes the 18. Continuing to apply pressure.
Curious to see if Jason tries to maybe switch this up and win this leg quicker by trying to take out the 19s and 17s here. Because obviously just going tit for tat with Leonard Gates is not working, nor will it.
Well, and he's got
two
the
high
two
grounds.
largest numbers still left on the board. So interesting to see how he does.
Did decide to stay.
Grabs another 48 points, but again, you never know how many times you're going to come to the board with the lead with an open shot at Leonard Gates' numbers. Because it's not going to be this time.
And it's like almost the exact same scenario here, right?
Well, except for he has to hit a triple 16.
Yep.
Before then he has 2 darts to close Leonard's numbers. Before he had the he had the point lead with 3 darts in his hand to close 2 of Leonard's numbers.
Oh, there's that. And they did go for it this time. See if he stays there and closes the 19s. Nope. Smart dart to go back.
Yeah, he's right to get frustrated, but great shot. I mean, I would have liked to have seen him start that way. Maybe the 17 the last time up if he hits it, 2 19s. But there's Leonard Gates again. With the dominant shot, up 13, up 2 numbers. Looking for the win in this Top Gun singles.
Yeah, and unfortunately this round is probably the last one for him. Not last one completely, most likely, but it could be. Oh, he's going kill shot first. Double. And it is the last shot. Leonard Gates is your champion of the men's cricket shootout here. The Top Gun singles tournament. And what a surprise. Leonard Gates wins another North American tournament.
Yeah, another trousers, another couple grand.
Yeah,
for
that's crazy.
For the ride home. Definitely will settle him in for the rest of the weekend too. Commiserations to Jason Watt, but he put up a really good shot there. Just a couple of missing conversions there, especially the end of that third leg. When Gates went up 2-1, a lot of opportunities missed there, but nonetheless, we've got another name to look out for the rest of the weekend. If Jason Watt's going to continue to play like this. But congrats, Soldier Gates.
So we have one more final coming your way next in our streaming board. It's Camille Janowis as he takes on Scuba Steve Diker. So that final for the men's open division is coming your way next right here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with that right after this. Welcome back to the 39th annual BullShooter finale in Chicago, Illinois. This is the final of the Men's Open Top Gun Shootout. I'm Sean Green, joined by good stuff himself, Gordon Dixon. And we got Irish Leprechaun, a.k.a. Camille, from Poland, taking on Scuba Steve Diker.
Yes, part of the Polish team, again, mentioned in the opener.
Well, this is a good start for the Open division.
And my goodness.
That was quick. That was a quick 9 mark.
Yeah, we're we're playing 2 out of 3?
Yeah.
Or,
No, it's race to 3.
It is race to 3 in this
Yep.
one? Okay, okay.
Has Camille lost a leg yet this entire tournament? That's what I really want to know. Yeah, so. Okay. 0 there.
Well,
Ooh, almost lost that match.
fair enough, fair
Okay.
enough.
He's had quite a few big players to go through. Cromwell. Yeah, he's lost 5 legs total. And he need to lose 3 to lose a match, so pretty good sign.
A little glance over at the camera.
Well, he saw it and wants to say hi to it, you know? Give a little winky wink.
The 20s are free. It's a good day. Happy days.
And Scuba on the reverse side has won last leg deciders in the last 4 matches.
Ooh.
That's crazy. Beat one of the other Polish guys, Christoph. Then it was Seth Smith. Then it was Bam Safar. And then it was Johnny, I believe that's Johnny Lee, to get to this point. So not an easy road. And it never is in the Men's Open Division. Men's Open Division at BullShooter is a whole different beast than a second level down from the pro in any other event you go to.
Yeah, it's always a gauntlet.
And if you are not believing us, just look at the averages here in this final.
Yeah, if you lump everybody that didn't go to an event or hasn't been to an event in 3 years in your local pub and smash all of those people from around the country, that's basically the Open division here. So you get the wide range that basically culminates in a man from Poland and a man from Indianapolis battling it out.
Well, I'm from Indianapolis. I'm not battling it out, but Scuba Steve is from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, that's right. Sorry,
Wisconsinite.
sorry. You guys told me that earlier.
That's all right. Good old Scuba. Scuba, my first time going to Whammo, got us like real cheese curds. Like that was like a gift, like a giant bag of them. Like I couldn't possibly have eaten that many cheese curds in one sitting in my entire life, but it were so good.
Well, not with
and
that
fresh.
attitude.
Well, they were so good and fresh. Yeah, a pound each for Will and I, without even us asking for it or anything, right?
We mentioned it on live, and then they just brought it.
Yeah, and then that was here.
It was actually 3 pounds, 1 for me, 1 for you, and 1 for Ryan Mooney.
Yeah, that's right. So if anyone wants to bring us any cheese curds, I guess we can just mention it.
Anybody own a deep dish
Ooh.
pizzeria here in the Chicago area?
You know what I could do? I could do some Giordano's.
Please. Please, send it our way.
A bread bowl of tomato sauce and cheese. I'm in. I don't
need to eat the
is
bread.
That slanderish? No, it's not. That's delicious.
We understand the perspective of Chicagoans saying they have the best pizza because their best pizza is a great casserole with fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, talk it down
toppings
as much as you want, and then put it in my mouth. Anyways, back to the match.
I got distracted there for a second thinking about pizza. Camille did win leg number 1 at the same time we were talking about the pizzas. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Scuba if you ever lost that hat. It has definitely faded over the years. Wisconsin has a much more red color than that. almost orange. And fun fact, Camille's still good. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, probably one of the top shots in Poland since he's here.
Yeah, this is very one way right now.
Yep.
We'll see how the match continues. Steve has had some flashes here as we see a nice 7-mark answer.
Yeah, and Scuba, Division I player for the CSC multiple times, almost as a mainstay and consistently makes pretty good runs in that too. But you're going up against a buzzsaw here. Boom goes the dynamite, and he points to the left where there's no actual camera.
I love it, though.
Or fans.
We got, I mean, that shows some experience, or at least somebody that's watching some experienced star players right there.
Why do we all look that way? All of I've never played on the stage before. There's no reason for me ever to look that way, Gordon. I still do.
Well, I like I said, and that's why I added in there like watching.
Yeah.
Because I definitely find myself, and he gives the Johnny point.
He did do the Johnny Clayton point.
I love it. No, it's tough not to imitate what we see on that highest level.
Did you watch the Paddy Power thing last year where they went undercover as bring a pairs, duos, and it was Johnny Clayton.
Oh, yes.
And then Johnny Clayton at one point hits a double and does his point as like dressed up, and I was like, that would have given away to me.
Yeah.
Hands down, given away to me. Well, Irish Leprechaun, a.k.a. Camille, is about to take a 2-0 lead. We'll take Aurelio's too, Monty. We're not picky.
Oh, yeah. Please don't take anything as a specific request.
Just pizza in
yeah.
general. Chicago-style pizza. Yeah, I mean, Tom is saying this, and I completely agree. Camille is just fun to watch. It's a
good pace.
Yep.
There's not like a bunch of herky-jerky.
Nope. It's just pretty.
Goes about his business. Drinks out of a straw. How can you be mad at somebody that drinks out of a straw?
Well, there's a lot of people that work for a lot of organizations that are probably mad at him for drinking out of a straw. But that's not for us to judge. And folks, bringing you a little bit of bonus here. We will be live with no commentary for the mixed triples on twitch.tv/BullShooter World Tour. Make sure to give us a follow there for our bonus coverage. Again, that is twitch.tv/BullShooter World Tour.
Bonus coverage. Camille, yet another 9-mark to open.
This is becoming just almost insane.
And he rings the bell? I freaking love this guy.
All I know is that I really hope he speaks some English because I'd really like to talk to him after this is over. Just about how funny he is.
Let's get him on the couch. Bring him in here. Let's get him on the couch.
It's an interview couch, everybody. It's an interview couch.
That doesn't help, actually. Will, when you say it like that, that's always the case. We mean for lounging, guys. We mean for lounging. Gordon. So
you guys gotta walk
Camille
back
actually
my
lives in
comments.
Ireland, which is why he is the Irish Leprechaun. That makes a lot more sense. I was expecting Polish Leprechaun since, I don't do... Does Poland have leprechauns?
He speaks English well. Perfect.
And down goes Hanish. Scuba Steve. He is at least sticking with Camille in this leg. And honestly, that's saying something, and it's crazy to say that. think I know why the Poland team won the Open Division and team event last night, too. But another 9 mark. Boom goes the dynamite.
Absolutely killing it here.
Yeah, I apologize for WB. Camille is how I'm trying to pronounce it, just for the record. But I do have a bit of that Midwestern accent from the United States, so it might be coming off as wrong, and I apologize. I would just call him godlike because this is crazy.
Yeah,
5'8", 3. Let's just put Leonard Gates up against him and see who would win that.
I'm
right?
not gonna lie. I was just thinking.
Can we please just have that match just like now? We can just do that, right?
Set it up.
Can we still add names to that poll for who to play Mike Maloney on stream? Can we change it to Camille?
All right. There it is.
Feel lucky?
3-0.
Besky, that's right. Well, all right. The luck of the Irish on his side for the Polish player. And wow, Gordon, that was
money bags.
that was something.
I mean, that was
mean,
wire to wire.
Oh,
Camille.
wait a second. They brought the kids there and the family. Now
look at this.
Dad's a hero, and that's what matters the most.
See, could you imagine if we were just slagging him off the entire time?
We weren't. No, he deserves every bit of the success that he just got there.
And I'm super excited to see them in the international event now.
They're going to give these teams a lot of run for their money, that's for sure. As he's got some souvenirs, I'm going to go get one of those. I'm just kidding. But Great Dart's going to go get his autograph, and we'll be right. Actually, that'll end our stream for the evening for us. Gordon.
I love the pose.
Yeah.
No, you got to
just leave it on
just
this.
for a second.
just don't tackle the dartboard.
Yes, don't run him through.
It's the only thing we don't want to do. But Gordon, it's been a pleasure today on call chat. You guys are awesome, and we appreciate everybody tuning in with us this evening. We will be back in action tomorrow. I believe the time is 11 a.m. with the event starting at 10. Don't hold me to that though, because I'm just the guy who looks pretty and talks. 11 a.m. So there you go. So Gordon, we'll be back right then. Thank you guys so much.
And yeah, thanks to Will for not being Nick.
Yep. Amen to that. And as you see Nick out there taking pictures, have a great night, guys.
Don't forget our bonus coverage, twitch.tv, BullShooter. Look it up.